Is there something about females that you wanted to know but could never figure out? Are you struggling with relationships? Do you feel like you're being taken advantage of by the women in your life? Do you want to know how to leverage the playing field to your favor? Well, did you know that the female mind and the female psyche are mysterious and unexplored regions like the dark web of the internet? For this reason, men need a method of decrypting or hacking the manipulative psyche or dark web of the female mind. Once a man has a deep understanding of true female nature, he will then be able to hack her programming.
Access granted.
The purpose of this book is to help grown males evolve into men so that they can treat the women in their lives accordingly.
You win.
All right, y'all. I should be back and everything should be working. If you guys can put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. What's going on, Toya? How you doing? We back in the same spot, same place as yesterday. Here's my buddy right here. He's from China. So yeah, he's saying hello to everyone. So let me know. Let me know if you guys can. If you guys can hear me. Okay, Toya put a 1 in the chat. Thank you. So yeah. I wanted to. I'm glad I'm here, so I can show you guys a better angle. I wanted to show you guys something that I saw. It's like a 30-second clip on YouTube, and like some of the police that was beating up what's his name, Tyree. They called it fun. You know what I'm saying? They called it fun. And honestly, these are the people that you guys have obviously in Memphis, enforcing the laws and stuff like that. But at the same time too, kind of got to carry yourself like a gang member as a police officer, especially in Memphis, because it's better for you to be feared than you know what I'm saying, than just be some lucky go happy go lucky cop that can get taken advantage of. So hold on, give me 1 second. Everything's acting dumb today for some reason. Everything's acting dumb today. Make sure you guys like on the way in. Okay. So okay, we got that out. Um um, my work is never done. And there's only one. Let's see. Let me ask a poll real quick. Hold on, y'all. All right, there we go. All right, we got a poll going in the chat. All right. So yeah, so we're back. Definitely I got some food too. Try not to spill no beer on today's show. Let me show y'all some of the food real quick that we got going here. We got some rice covered you know, with eggs. Well, some egg covered. God damn it, rice covered with eggs and stuff like that. So put some of this orange sauce on it, which is good as hell. It's like kitchen sauce. Well, it is kitchen sauce. So anyway, shout outs to everybody here. Let's take a look at some of the footage though, real quick. I got it queued up. So all I gotta do is share the page. And show you guys. Let's take a look at it.
Man, hell. Man. I just re-opened my shit back up, bro. Whoa. My leg, bro. My knee.
Wow.
So we're going to show you a little bit of this. But I do want to say something first, and I think this is important. Number one, we're going to show you this video because you pay for the police. The police work for the public. They work for you. If you're in Memphis.
All right. First of all, that is true, but honestly, I'm kind of against. This is true now. I'm kind of against black people saying it like this. Like, what I'm saying is that her on the news saying it like, "Oh, I pay for the police." I'm kind of against her saying it like that because you're gonna have a whole lot of other black people that's gonna follow her, and next time they get pulled over, they're gonna try to say it just like how she said it, and you're gonna your chances of being like Tyree probably is gonna skyrocket a little bit if you say that. Some policeman pulling you over, yo, I pay for your job, I owe, I pay your salary. That officer gonna be like, step out the car. you know there's telltale signs that you might be going to jail or getting your ass whipped by the officer. If a second car comes, you might be going to jail and get your ass whipped by an officer. If they tap on if they tap on the top of your hood like sit tight buddy, you might be going to jail. So I'm kind of against her saying it like that because it might empower some black people to try to say the exact same thing and get hurt. So
They work for you. They're supposed to protect and serve you. Your tax dollars pay their salaries and their union benefits. And so they are public servants in the most basic sense of the word. And when they do something that seems to violate in every way the idea of protection and service, the public that pays them has a right to know what they're doing. We have a right to public disclosure about what they do. But I want to really emphasize, and I think this is very important, to understand that to watch this is not for the purposes of prurience, right? Americans watch a lot of violence. We watch a lot of violent TV shows, a lot of violent films, and we watch them and sometimes get numb to that violence. This is not violence you should become numb to. This is somebody's child. This is somebody, a mom and a dad's son. This is somebody's dad. This is somebody's friend and brother and cousin. And we're going to show you this video with the warning that it is violent, but it also is a depiction of the kind of police violence that normally happens outside your view. And the speed with which you're seeing this is unusual. It is not the way it normally goes down when police are involved in killing someone. And so it's all unusual. These are all black officers who, if they didn't have their uniforms on, could be this young man. All right. So that is the context that I want to give you before we show this video. You can see there in Memphis, people are bracing themselves for it as well. So I'm going to show you that, and then we're going to have some reaction from some folks throughout the show. So we'll go ahead and play that now. Okay, I guess what we're seeing now is Memphis police. So we're seeing their body cam footage. So they're driving along. I don't know what happens next. There's no video that kicks on normally until they get to the scene of a crime. When you watch a lot of this kind of police video, you'll note that it is silent until it switches on at the moment when they are actually communicating with somebody that they're following or something is actually happening. So their body cam audio isn't always on. So this is not abnormal that it's silent right now.
You gonna get your ass blown the fuck out. Get the fuck out the car. Get the fuck out the fucking car. Damn, I didn't do anything. Hey, I didn't hurt your ass ground. All right. On the ground. You don't do that, okay? Get on the fucking ground. Get on the ground. I'm going to change your ass. All right, I'm on the ground. Turn around. Tap down. Please change on the ground. I think change you. Get on the ground. One. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Break your shit. Okay, dude. Damn. Turn the fuck around. Put your fucking hands on your back. Bitch, put your hands behind your back. Okay, come on. I'm gonna knock your ass the fuck out. You guys are really doing a lot right now. Bro, lay down. I'm just trying to go home. Lay down. Man, if you don't lay down, I am on the ground. Put your hands on your stomach. I got you. Okay. Stop! I'm not doing it. Oh, shit. 2938, where it rains, and Ross. Taser was deployed. Suspect is running down Ross. Young male, black, slim build, blue jeans, and a hoodie. Southbound on Ross, where we last saw him.
Who is it?
So we're going to show you a little bit of this,
breaking news in the beating death of Sacramento native Tyre Nichols.
Just moments ago, the city of Memphis released new video that shows several angles of the violent arrest. It comes less than 24 hours after 5 officers were charged and arrested for second-degree murder in the case.
ABC 10 has had several discussions leading up to this video release and how we treat every piece of it, photos, video, and sound on the confrontation that led up to Tyre's death.
And we do have a warning tonight. This is graphic video, and it is very disturbing.
29-year-old Tyre Nichols grew up in Sacramento.
Yeah, he was an artist, photographer, and enjoyed skateboarding around the city. He touched the lives of so many people, and so we do have team coverage tonight. But we want to start with ABC 10's Becca Habegger. I know you just saw the video, and you're breaking it all down for us.
Yeah, Chris and Laura, we are all in that news conference room watching the beginnings of what is essentially an hour-long video. The Memphis Police Department published the video of the January 7th traffic stop just about an hour ago now. The full video is a little over an hour long. It stretches across 4 videos from various body camera and different camera angles, but we've just begun to start watching all of it. Now, what we're going to show you is a still frame from the video. We are not yet showing actual video because we want to be judicious in what we show and how we show it. Our goal is to strike an appropriate balance between giving context to what happened and understanding that this is very graphic video that some may choose not to watch in its entirety for a variety of reasons. What you're seeing here is a still image from the second of 4 videos. you see Nichols up against one of the squad cars there. This is just after police officers, a group of them, were seen repeatedly hitting him, kicking him, using a baton to strike him, and then they put him over and pushed him against that squad car where he is sitting. We see several minutes pass with him in that position, and the police officers are milling around the area. We don't want to give any additional context if we don't yet have it, but we've been watching this in real time. I mean, we just walked out of the newsroom conference room where we are watching this. So this is sort of journalism and context giving unfolding in real time. You know, one important thing that we want to mention is we've been speaking all day, not only as journalists, but with leaders in the newsroom, community leaders, about how to most responsibly and sensitively tell this story, whether to show the video, and if we do, how much of it do we show? You know, we know people who want to watch the full video can find it online, and we do have it at abc10.com. But our goal as journalists is to give as much context as possible while limiting the harm we're causing by showing something so hard to watch. And, you know, Chris and Laura, these community leaders we talked with, they said this brings up the trauma, especially for members of the Black community. And the here in Sacramento, they referenced, you know, the killing of Stephon Clark at the hands of Sacramento police officers, of course, the 2020 killing of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd, and so many others. So they say that watching this video for so many members of the community is a trauma, and that's why we want to be so careful in what we present.
We know those officers in the Stephon Clark case were never charged with a crime. The Clark family had asked that they at least be charged. In this case, those officers have been charged. And not only that, EMT workers have been charged as well in this case. I know, again, you've got 4 hours of video that you've got to try to get through, Becca, to try and bring us back some perspective. So we thank you for this initial review of that video that has just come in moments ago.
Yeah, thank you, Becca, for that. And we're going to have more information as well on our website, abc10.com.
Keep in mind, again, Tyre Nichols was a Sacramento native. He recently moved to Memphis in 2020.
And that's right. And that's why our Devin Truby had a conversation with local stakeholders on what this means for Sacramento.
Earlier today, I was able to speak with former Sacramento Police Chief Daniel Hahn and community activist Barry Axius. Both are expecting a reaction from the Sacramento community and that this will be an instrument of change. The Nichols family calling for peace, but there is expected to be a reaction in Sacramento.
I think it'll be mixed. All families are doing the right thing to cause for peace. There's a lot of people right now, currently, just here in Sacramento, that haven't got any bit of comfort or resolve in their issues.
Former Sacramento Police Chief Daniel Hahn is expected.
You know, getting to it, it's crazy because no matter where we go, we're being hunted down like animals. And, you know, me getting on the internet and telling a whole bunch of people, Black people, you know, to be safe. You know, a lot of people don't want to listen. A lot of people are very ignorant, you know, until, you know, something bad happens. So with this footage, man, you know, even to say that if the police was whipping his ass and he ran away, to a certain degree, when the law is not the law anymore, you do. I mean, it's not wrong for you to run away from some crooked cops. You know what I'm saying? Even though on camera it really plays in their favor, is like you're running from the law. It's like, no, I'm running from you guys from beating my ass. You know, and then unfortunately, you get your ass beat even more. You know? Yeah, and that's true. They always do stuff like this around election years and stuff like that, you know. Rodney said they only show these videos during election year. That is definitely true. You know. Yeah, everybody Black better watch their backs now. Like you have a target on your back. That's why I was telling dudes here in the space. It's like, and it's not even just, you know, compared to you know, white people. It's compared to other Black people too. You understand what I'm saying? So because we're gonna get into another story about the young brother that was shot and killed in the street like a dog from Chile. That was in Chile, you know. And he went, you know, he stomping grounds, man. He went to the University of Maryland, you know what I'm saying, and studied law. And you know, it's just a sad story to be killed like that, you know. But then again, You know, you got to know where you are, how you moving, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And y'all seen me actively go around here and advocate and try to warn brothers about a lot of things in America and abroad. And I want y'all to, before you listen to anybody else in this space lie to y'all on their channels, I want y'all to go around and see the actual people that was on that bullshit, what their opinion is of it. They shouldn't even have an opinion on it, because when somebody was advocating and telling young black brothers to be okay, to be safe, take precautions and stuff like that, they rather y'all go into these other countries or be at home getting fucked up just because they don't like the word game. So don't listen to their little fake sympathy videos and they fake tears videos and all this other shit, because when the shit hits the fan, they've already showed you how they are willing to act. They're no better than some of these women right here, and they will actually real live Fox 5 get up here and tell you that, oh, black women are tap dancing on black men's grave and celebrating black men getting killed, which they are. You know, and these are the women that you're supposed to be uniting with to a certain degree, and rebuilding the kingdom and all this other weird jargon, all this other weird talk that they talk about. And that you have to sit there and watch them every time a brother dies, celebrate. Even those marches and stuff like that, they get together, somebody plays some music, they start twerking in the street. That's a celebration also. Not getting down to business and really feeling some type of way because a young brother lost his life. So they're no better. There's a lot of dudes running around this manosphere that's no better than those women. And I don't want to hear it. And then the fucked up part too is that YouTube will sit there and not even label it hate speech. They let those women have green check marks. They can monetize them getting online and celebrating the death of black men. They don't get struck. Nothing happens. YouTube deems that it's okay. She can get on here and say F black men and all this. They deem it's okay. Okay? Let's go.
Protests. People are angry, and at the root of that is trust in law enforcement and other governmental entities. And so protests has changed this country in more ways than one throughout history.
Do you think this happened so quickly and has so much attention because these 5 officers are black?
Yeah, they're expendable. They have now truly realized that they don't bleed blue. They are black.
Chief Hahn believes the horrific nature of this incident is the main driver, but race cannot be overlooked. But race is a big issue in this country. And so 5 African-American officers, sounds like assaulting an African-American person, brings up all sorts of emotions. In a press conference Friday morning, attorney Ben Crump says the swift response and action against the officers should be the new, quote, blueprint for how incidents are handled. We asked how realistic seeing a change like that could be in Sacramento. But any of these incidents none of them are the same. So to say you're going to do the exact same thing on each incident is not realistic.
The same energy and the swiftness of action to fire and also relieve them of their duties without pay. We want to see that with other officers that are white when this thing happens.
And while there is acknowledgement that it's not easy to be in law enforcement and they make split-second decisions, this case is not that. This doesn't sound like it was a split-second decision where I have to decide whether that person is trying to kill me or not with a gun. This is a situation where people physically fought with somebody to the point that they died.
You said, I want to work as a law enforcement officer. I ain't never said I wanted to be black. I just came black.
We have made both these interviews.
Tyree had a passion for photography, and these images you see right here are from his website. Now, most of the photos he took are in Memphis, showing his passion for capturing beauty, sunrise, sunset, and moments of his time in Memphis.
And we do have video of Tyree. It shows him skating, actually here in Sacramento. There is a vigil at the skate park at Regency Park in Natomas, scheduled for Monday of next week. And this all comes as many are already gathering on the streets here in downtown Sacramento right now, outraged by this brutal and deadly beating. It shows him skating, actually here in Sacramento.
Just came black.
We have made both these interviews.
Tyree had a passion for photography, and these images you see right here are from his website. Now, most of the photos he took in Memphis, showing his passion for capturing beauty, sunrise, sunset, and moments of his time in Memphis.
And we do have video of Tyree. It shows him skating, actually here in Sacramento. There is a vigil at the skate park at Regency Park in Natomas, scheduled for Monday of next week.
Damn, Tyree knew how to do a damn tray flip. I'm sorry, I hate to say it. Damn, that's what's up. I didn't know he skateboarded. Tyree knows how to do a tray flip. He knows how to do a 360 flip. That's that flip that y'all saw. The board rotates twice and does a kick flip. It's called a tray flip. But let me tell y'all something too, because and I find this actually shocking and weird. Remember, Rodney King got his ass beat. Rodney King skateboarded. That's weird. You know, that's weird. I've seen a white guy too on some footage that was running and approaching an officer swinging a blade, and the officer, he kept backing up and keep telling him to stop. You know, don't do that. Stop coming close. Stop. He had his gun drawn and everything. Could have shot him, but it kept him from shooting that white man. Let me see if I can find the footage. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. It's because people practice. They practice. They can't. They feel more guilty by pulling the trigger on a white man, somebody that looks more like them, or that kind of resembles somebody that could be a son or a cousin or somebody, you know. But it's so easy for them to pull the trigger on us. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Let's try to get at least 3 supporters, 15 people in here. Let's get at least 3 supporters for today's show. We're going to go in on today's show. Let's get it. Let's go.
And this all comes as many are already gathering on the streets here in downtown Sacramento right now, outraged by this brutal and deadly beating.
And these protesters marched from City Hall to the state's capital, demanding action and justice. ABC 10's Alicia Machado joins us live in downtown right now. A lot going on behind you, Alicia. Tell us exactly what's going on.
Good evening, Laura and Chris. Ralliers are just wrapping up after marching through the streets of Sacramento, even shutting down 10th Street for about 20 minutes as they marched, calling for accountability and justice in Tyree's case. You can see a few of them are actually left here tonight, about 24 people marching through the streets of Sacramento, saying they are standing in solidarity with Tyree. They say this is a movement, not a moment, saying that this needs to continue. The calls for action in the days to come. We saw them as they were marching through the streets, shouting chants like "No justice, no peace, Black Lives Matter." Ralliers say this march is symbolic. They are standing with the family, asking for justice. They want this taken further. They want a conviction. They want these officers to face stricter punishments for this. Even Stephante Clark, the brother of Stephen Clark, who was shot and killed by Sacramento police back in 2018, is out here marching, calling for justice. March actually marks 5 years since he was shot and killed by police. They plan to be out here again for that, but we will continue to cover this and bring you live updates throughout the night.
Now, Alicia, our audience members might have heard or seen online that Tyree's mom had expressed that she would like any protests to please remain peaceful. We'll check in with you again, Alicia. Thank you. Now, processing emotions in times like these are difficult for all of us, and especially for those in the Black community who may have experienced similar trauma. The experts we've spoken with.
And they make sure they said that this time around, because I'm telling you, they're very selective with what images that they want to show to the TV and on the internet, because I forgot the other guy's name. They didn't want him to be the poster child because he looks like a good, well-to-do Black man, and I think that's where a lot of people are getting at, where they say they didn't show the picture of him and his mother. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is that if they would have showed like a good, he was a good guy, well loving guy, strong, young black man, good loving guy, the picture with his parents, then that shows a good image of him, and then it'll kind of contradict, you know what I'm saying, exactly what goes on and what happened with him. So it's the same thing with George Floyd. They had to show a different side, like a different picture of him. You can't show like, okay, the average good, loves his mother, loves his daughters, his family, talented young black man being killed, which it happens. A lot of black people get killed all the time, whether they're doing good, bad, right, or wrong. But when it's something that's high profile like this, they have to find a way to kind of say, okay, well, yeah, he is this nice guy, but he was doing this, or he was involved in this and this, that, and the third. So they got to kind of tarnish his image, because to a certain degree, they got to thwart a whole bunch of people that's going to, protest and rally behind that. You see, they have a problem with pulling the trigger on other white men, because guess what? You look at that saying, damn, that could be my father, that could be my son, that could be my brother. Even the jury, when they have to sentence even these mass shooters and these mass killers to jail or life or the death penalty, even the jurors are looking at this guy that blew up a church or a school or something like that. They're looking at him the same way, and they go out of their way to ask these questions like, oh my God, what could have went wrong, and what was he going through, and did he have somebody to talk to and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's ridiculous. But the thing is that when they're showing these people's face, these black guys, it's like what Tupac say, I get immortalized in pictures and stuff like that. When you have a picture that's going to be going around for the next couple of months, it got to paint a narrative. It got to paint a different kind of narrative, so people won't they won't riot or destroy stuff. Even look at the pictures of George Floyd, because those pictures not only are just pictures that go around, those pictures are pictures that they get painted on the murals and stuff like that, when artists paint them on the murals and the flowers and all that other stuff. And I always find it funny, because like, even if you look at the Trayvon Martin situation, right, they always show a younger Trayvon Martin, even though he was definitely very young. But a more recent picture, like, he kind of looks like he's like a young man. But I don't know how to explain this. Like, the pictures that they showed are like graduation pictures. So like, certain pictures make you look actually younger than what you look like in person, or like today. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of find that weird. And honestly, these are pictures that the news take off of social media, or sometimes what the parent gives to the media and stuff like that. So anyhow, you have a situation like this is rather unfortunate, but let's go.
Say the best thing that you can do to keep yourself healthy is to find help if you need it, even if it's just talking things out with a loved one. On your screen are just a few of the local resources available that specialize in counseling members of the Black community. If you need help, reach out. Do not hesitate. Don't wait. We have more options listed on abc10.com/links.
Meanwhile, we do have some more breaking news tonight, this time in Tracy. An officer has shot a person in the area of Mosswood and Foxtail Way.
We want to take a live look now at Tracy, if we can here. We do know for right now that a road is blocked off the heavy police presence. Let me repeat that again. We don't have the live shot, but a road is blocked. There is a heavy police presence. We have learned a man was rushed to the hospital, Chris, and we don't know the extent of his injuries right now.
We can tell you, though, that our Devin Truby is on her way there to the scene as we speak, and we'll have more information for you tonight online, and of course tonight on the news at 6 o'clock. We also have everything that we know so far about this story on our website, abc10.com.
Memphis police have just...
So my thing is, and even a couple years ago, what happened to that white woman that killed that black guy? Was she ever arrested, or did she bond out, or they gave her some type of plea deal? Because a lot of times you hear about these stories and then they get swept under a rug because for some reason black police, we get fired, we get arrested, and we lose our job, and we do the whole sentence and stuff like that. Where these cops, they get transferred, a whole new identity, and then work for another precinct a couple of states over. You said she's in jail. We got to be sure. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me see. No, that wasn't the one I was looking for. Hold on, y'all. Now it's not trying to pull up something that I needed to pull up. Hold on. All right, check this one out too. Hold on. Check this out. You said that was a Fatal Attraction killing. You said Snow Bunny's out, Dallas, homeboy. Our residents are never mistaken. Yeah. I didn't even get a chance to watch it, but honestly, now at this point, it's like worth a watch. I even got the interrogation video of that white girl that killed the African guy. That sisters were tap dancing on his grave also and was trying to say, oh, find somebody else to march for him or some shit like that. Like they don't get paid to do that.
Developing today, Memphis
Let's
on
go.
edge ahead of the release of video from a traffic stop that led to the death of Tyree Nichols. The footage will be made public later on tonight. Nichols was brutally beaten during the incident earlier this month, and 5 police officers have been fired from the force, and they're
All right,
now
hold on.
all
They're
charged with second-degree
showing this
murder in
again.
the
Hold
case.
on, y'all.
And security preparations are underway across.
This is what I want to show y'all. Hold on.
He worked to reduce crime in his own community here in New York City, but was then murdered while on vacation in another country. 38-year-old Eric Garvin, a lawyer from Staten Island, was in Chile when his passion for travel and photography came to a sudden and violent end. He was shot to death on the streets of Santiago. His father, devastated by the news, spoke exclusively with Eyewitness News reporter Mike Marza about the tragic loss. Mike?
Sade, so heartbreaking. Eric Garvin went to Santiago with his best friend. The two stayed in separate parts of town. And when Garvin's friend couldn't find him, well, he went to the U.S. Embassy to report him missing. But instead, he was dead in a hospital morgue. Chilean authorities telling the family Garvin, who, as you mentioned, was an avid photographer and explorer, may have been wrongly targeted in a drug turf war.
Eric Eugene Garvin visited over 40 countries, many with his older sister, Naomi. There they are in Cuba.
He made friends very quickly with our hosts and her extended family and even some of the neighbors on the block. But yeah, he never had a concern about going out of the country.
But on vacation in Santiago, Chile, Saturday, January 14th, he was shot and killed, taking a picture.
From a father's perspective, this is the darkest day in my life. In my wife's life.
His father and sister flew to Chile to meet with investigators who are reviewing unreleased security video of the crime.
What they told us was that my son was innocently walking down the street. He paused for a moment. He took a snapshot of a building in a drug-infested area. And immediately following that, 3 gentlemen came across the street, grabbed my son, stole his phone, and they shot him 3 times. And he died there on the scene.
The 38-year-old attorney by trade graduated high school in Maryland and moved to Staten Island a decade ago. He lived a life of exploration and service inspired by his dad, a former U.S. Air Force colonel.
When he was going to law school at University of Maryland, he met a homeless guy by the name of Darnell. And Darnell had this growth growing on the side of his face, and he had no idea what that was. And my son said, hey, you need to go to the doctor to check that out, make certain it's okay. And what he ends up finding out was that was cancerous. And if it was left untreated, he was going to die. My son going to law school, he was using his advocacy for those who are often not paid too much attention to.
Gene, as his family called him, also worked with former Mayor de Blasio's office on community initiatives to reduce gun violence in areas like Brownsville, Brooklyn.
Oh, I want people to be more like him, right? I want people to make space for each other. I want them to be curious about meeting each other and about experiencing each other's cultures.
His sister Naomi asked me to mention that Santiago is a beautiful place with beautiful people, and authorities there have been helpful in this investigation and are hopeful there will be some arrests soon. But violence that has plagued parts of Venezuela, Brazil, and Colombia now spilling into the streets of Santiago. In fact, homicides in that city have shot up 40% in the last 6 years. Currently, there is not a U.S. State Department travel warning to Chile.
This man said 40%. This man said it shot up 40%, y'all. It's 40%. And this is in South America. So you got a lot of stuff going on in South America. A lot of brothers and just tourists in general getting scolopamine. You have brothers getting death threats by feminists and ran out of Brazil. You have black women getting killed in Mexico by each other. You have black men getting killed in Mexico by each other and caught in the crossfire of the gang war that's going on. And now you have this in Chile. Yeah, Raven, they flagged it basically to limit the production of the video so people can't see it. And that's really to slow and deter us doing commentary on hot trending topics that we need to do commentary on, because they don't flag the news, but they will flag somebody else. You know, they don't flag the news, but they'll flag a brother talking about it. So they don't want us talking about it, and if we do talk about it, instead of outright doing what they want to do, they're going to limit it. That's all. So now they're not even hiding it anymore. It's like trickling down to the point that now the audience, you guys, y'all are seeing it now. It's like, damn, I gotta click. Yes, I'm gonna watch this video. I didn't have to click that shit to go watch the news. Y'all saw me go right over to the news, the news article. I didn't have to click it. You said yes. What happened to the woman that got killed in Mexico has been rather quiet. Yeah, I told you. Well, I told y'all exactly what's gonna happen. They caught the girl, and they have her basically detained because she has to get deported from America to go back to Mexico. You know. And to tell you the truth, I was talking to y'all. The other day about this, or maybe it was yesterday. I believe it probably was yesterday, where I believe that the some of the gay dudes, or the guys from the LGBT community that was holding the camera and was basically not just holding the camera, but they were talking about it. I think that they probably got their licks in too, because when they found Shaquella, her spine was broken, and there was a doctor that came there, which I don't know why they're not talking to the doctor, but there was a doctor that came there, and the doctor basically was checking up on her, and they kept moving her body. Like, I think when the doctor got to there, like, they had her like kind of face down in the toilet, like if she was throwing up. And then at some point they moved her over to the bed, like she's like just sleep or something like that. And I believe then they even said then she was either faintly alive or already dead. So they were moving her body. They were moving her body around. They were moving her body around like several times and stuff like that to kind of cover it up. And then what it seems like to me is that at some point they probably paid the doctor for coming out there. Hey, thank you for showing up. I think she'll be okay. She'll just we just give her some water and stuff and give her some Advil or something like that so she don't have a hangover and blah 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 or whatever. Because the doctor could have seen what was going on. And how the hell you hide a broken spine? And then you're moving this person's body all over the place, man. So she died a very painful death. You know what I'm saying? And then she died naked, which is fucked up. So it's like it was crazy seeing a whole bunch of videos going around where like this woman was beating her up and the dudes were like, fight back, and she don't want to fight back and stuff like that. And then, you know, I don't think that girl, I think them gay dudes got their licks in too. And I think that's where you get the broken bones and stuff like that. Because now that women are trying to run around here and act like men and jump in men's faces and stuff like that. And then they openly are accepting the LGBT and stuff like that, man. You're going to realize that, you know, you're going to start seeing more combat, you know, between men on women. And you can't call them men because they're women now, and they're about to have way more laws than women, if they already don't. So you're gonna start seeing a lot of broken bones when it comes down to women. And this is kind of, you know, but this is the thing. I don't think those girls want to snitch on the gay dudes. They don't want to tell on their friends, you know. And then some weird shit was happening too. I think the mother was like, some of the friends that had something to do with it, they showed up to her funeral. They showed up to her damn funeral, man. So that right there don't make sense. They skipped town after her funeral too. You know what I'm saying? And then that's another thing too. I don't know if Mexico is going to be as thorough, you know, with solving this case as we would, you know. But it's like Mexico couldn't turn that case away because what's going to happen? There's a whole bunch of bad shit going on in Mexico right now. Make Mexico look bad. So, you know, that was, you know, that right there in itself was like, okay, damn, what y'all finna do now, you know? So basically they're holding that girl that they caught, the main one, and she's being detained. And I don't know if they're going to bring her back to Mexico so she can face charges or whatever, and then once she gets back to the US she can face charges or whatever. But I don't hear any video or nothing on her snitching on her quote unquote friends or her giving up their whereabouts and stuff like that, you know. Shit, speed up the process because it's going to take about a year. That whole case will take like about a year to solve. So that's the crazy part. That whole case is gonna kind of get drug out. Same thing with this Young Thug case. All these cases are getting drug out, you know. But it's this influx of brothers dying, and then you get on the internet and you're starting to see women celebrate it. And then at the same time too, you still got channels that are active up on YouTube, like the Divested Zealot, showing black men swinging from a tree and hanging and shit like that. Nothing on her video has an age appropriate sticker on it. Where's her age appropriate sticker? All the black women that are laughing and taunting and showing this police footage, I bet you right now, if I was to get on here right now, let's see if we can find a sister that talked about it. Let's see if we get an age appropriate thing on their channel. Let's see who would talk about it. Let's see if Chrissy talked about it or had something on it. Look at this weird shit she's kicking. You're not going to guilt shame dark-skinned black women out of being self first. Like what? Hold on, though. I don't think she shows any of that footage in here. And I can guarantee you too, if Tanya TKO does something on it, she's gonna spin a narrative. This fake ass woman. Look at this. So she talking about Tyree Nichols. Where's her age appropriate thing? I gotta click. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Let's see if she shows any news footage. Look. News footage right here. Look.
Let's just listen. I'm sorry. I'm just disgusted. I really am disgusted. Because number one, why should we care about what this man has to say?
Where's hers?
Like, why is he being thrust upon us? This is the lip color that I'm.
Where's hers? That's what I'm trying to say. Where's hers? What's going on, white man with a podcast, with a passport? My bad, bro. I just mentioned divested zealot. You have to get on here and see a black man hanging from a tree. Yep. I was one of the first people to point that out. What's going on, Gold P? Shout outs to Gold P in the building. Hold on. Shout outs to everybody here. Hopefully you guys are, I'm not saying this is enjoyable content, but hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. You dig? Where's her age appropriate disclaimer?
I'm wearing is my personal formula. I'm experimenting on different colors to be able to bring you all a palette, so don't worry. When it's ready, you
Apply with the police because you resist authority at all time, because there was no male authority in your home. Let's have that discussion. But that's not where they want to take us. They want to take us down the path of saying, you know what? This is Tucker Carlson's fault. This is some random white. This is Donald Trump's fault. It's not police force.
the hell is he to wait? This is my first time hearing this clip all the way through.
I'm just saying, where's her? Hold on. And she has it playing in the background. Hold on. Here's some more news footage. Let's see.
Gang violence to me. It
Look at
looked
this.
like what young black men do.
Look at
when
this.
They're supervised.
Where's
by
her
a single
disclaimer?
Black woman, and that's what they got going on in the Memphis Police Department. They've elected some or put some black woman in charge of the police force. This is a story about police force, and we're getting the same kind of chaos and disunity and violence that we see in a lot of.
What's going on, she? So you see how she's showing the same thing? Nothing happens. Nothing happens to their channels. There's no disclaimer on Divested Zealots channel. There's none of that. When these women are tap dancing in who hip hip hurraying over the actual news footage of the man running and scared for his life, where is the policing there? Yeah, them bras are definitely terrible people. They must be. They must be. Shout outs to Chris G in the building. It must be. What's going on, Just Baby? You say, yep, picking and choosing. Shout outs to my brother Link in the building. Right back at it. He said, yep, picking and choosing. It's too bad there's not another popular platform like YouTube where they don't do this. Yeah. I think too, even though I think Rumble does it too, Link. You know, if I'm not mistaken, Rumble does it too. But I'm saying, where's her disclaimer? Let's go find two more women talking about it and let's see.
These cities that are run by single mothers.
It's not
They're-
inappropriate when they do
What
it, huh?
city is run by single mothers? How many of the men there does he know personally to know what type of background they come from? We live in a white man's patriarchy.
Shut your weird ass up. Lying your ass off, man. We live in a white man's patriarchy. Then you shouldn't have nothing to say about brothers. But yeah, I'll go here. Look, no disclaimer. I need to click. There's no disclaimers here whatsoever. All right, let's see if we can find who else will be talking about. Let's go to for Harriet. And this woman trying to change up her appearance. Oh, what is this? Uh-oh. Look at this. They don't even have to worry about their shows being shadow banned because of their titles. Look, ding dong. The bigoted prosecutor's career is dead. Let's see.
But right now we have to get into Chef Way, aka Waymond Wesley II. Now, I don't think, I think one of the best things about being an internet person is actually seeing the incredible impact that organizing can have, right? Like so many people coming together for a very specific cause. And when it
body, your physical appearance is another one of these types of resources.
Hold on, y'all. When them and they gay friends get together to talk about, let's see. You type in Tyree Nichols T and see if a black woman will come up. Let's see if they restrict Fox Soul. Nope. No restriction on Fox Soul because it's a bunch of women talking about it and gay dudes talking about it. Look at that. Look at that, y'all. No restriction on Fox Soul. So when I tell you that propaganda and all kinds of stuff is being ran in our community, and now y'all can see it here. No age gap, nothing. No. Hey, you have to be a subscriber to watch this. Nope. Read them and weep. I'm pretty sure they put us in a special folder too if you decide to talk about it. That's a black skinhead. Y'all are in denial about them existing. Oh, they exist. More than we think too. Let's see. Gossip Girl. Look at that. No age restriction. Just go straight to it. Look at that. Gossip Girl. Look at this. Look.
You're right. Like the lady was just saying. That is
Look.
accountable. And do y'all notice how he completely infantilized?
No age restriction.
What about you?
And look at the photo of him they choose to use with the fitted hat and the beard. Look at this. Look. Not demonetized or nothing. Make sure y'all support the show because I get demonetized for the littlest thing. Look. No age restriction. Oh, this is one. Yeah. Hold on. No, let's find another woman talking about it. Here's the ABC News. Hold on. We'll get into that, but all these videos, look at that. But if you're a black man in a certain sector you choose to talk about, I choose the news video. There's no age restriction. Look at that. I'll choose another video. Right here. Okay, here goes one. Hold on. Look at that. Look at that. Only one. You see that? But all of the look, we ran into one after choosing 5 videos, but all of the sisters channels, look, Tanya TKO. Oh, now it wants to do it. But look, it goes right past it. Hold on, no. Didn't even do it. Hold on.
The same kind of chaos.
Go right past it. That was an error from the last video I did. The gossip Fox Soul. Go right past it.
Happen when you want it to happen.
Gossip Girl. Where's the Gossip Girl channel that we just was on? I gotta type in T. It go right past it. It only did that. It only showed it that one little time because I went right here to ABC News and this shows it. Look at that.
So I am joined now by
Look at that.
Ravon and Rodney Wells, the parents of Mr. Nichols here and of Tyree Nichols, and also Benjamin Crump, the family attorney. I thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate you. I don't know how you're holding up and able to do this under these circumstances. But
What's
we're
going on,
so
Star P?
grateful that you're here.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing as well as can be expected. It's very difficult right now. I'm still trying to understand all of this and trying to wrap my head around all of this. It's still like a nightmare right now. So
Just be honest. Listen, just conducting this interview, I'm a mama's boy. I was also a skater, so I was a skateboarder growing up. And so I just can't imagine my mother dealing with this. When you walked in, you said, Don, I'm not.
And no, we're not buying that. Other than skateboarding, you got this. Why are they recognizing this young man by his hobbies? What else was he other than a skateboarder? Because if he was a drug dealer, they would have thrown that out there. Oh well, even though he does skate, he was dealing drugs, you know, and that's not what he got killed before. So now it's like he didn't even do nothing. He didn't do nothing to society. He was just a grown mama's boy that's a kid that skateboarded. What? Where else did he work? What other things did he accomplish other than being a grown mama's boy that skateboarded? When they do this in the beginning, y'all, what they're doing is they're creating a narrative. They're creating a narrative. He's a skateboarder. He didn't, and they're not referring to him as a skateboarder as Tony Hawk. Only one news publication showed the young man skate. So I don't buy that.
Not very good at this. And I said, I got you. What do you mean you're not very? Who would be good at this?
exactly.
Who would be good at this?
I don't know because this is very difficult. This is very difficult.
Yeah.
Yes.
How you doing, Dad?
I'm hanging in there. You know, I have to be strong for the family. So we have other siblings that we have to be strong for also.
Did you hear the chief?
Yes.
What'd you think?
I respected what she said. She's doing an excellent job, I feel.
So so now y'all see exactly why Raven, who's in the chat, Raven Knights Palace, now y'all see why he says that anytime something happens, they need to give the father the microphone and not the mother. The mama's baby narrative, and they go out of their way to say it. What did they say too with George Floyd when he died? What was one of his last words? Mama. Mama. Also too, Takeoff. What was one of his favorite biggest ad libs? Mama. Mama. None of this stuff is a coincidence, y'all. None of it.
She's moving things along, and I like what she's doing.
She said that there is been nothing, that no evidence that they have found so far to substantiate why the officers stopped Tyree Nichols. No evidence so far. What did you make of that?
Don, I think it's telling because there's so much videotape America's about to see, over an hour long video from a poll camera that catches a lot of the tragedy, all this body cam footage. If Tyree was driving reckless, we should see it. We're not saying that they're lying, but we should see it. And the fact that they can't show it to us further underscores why this was so unnecessary. So unnecessary. I have to say this. Because, like Ms. Wells said, how swiftly they moved in Memphis and how swiftly the district attorney brought charges against these 5 Black police officers. This is now the blueprint for America. When you see officers committing crimes on video, then you can't tell us that you got to go 6 months, you got to go a year. No, when it was these Black officers, we saw it move swiftly. And so think about all the ones we covered, Don. I mean, the Tamir Rices, the Michael Browns, Ahmaud, all these cases took so long for Philando Castile for them to charge. But here in Memphis, we now have the blueprint that it can be done swiftly and efficiently.
You're shaking your head agreement and you're saying yes.
Yes. Because just the way they move so fast, I don't understand why they couldn't do that in other cases, but just to know that they moved as fast as they did lets us know that it can be done.
You wanted first-degree murder charges.
Yes.
You didn't get that.
No. The charges that were filed against those officers are good charges. Those are the charges that I feel will stick. And so I'm happy with the charges that the district attorney has set forth.
20 days since this happened.
Yes.
Without your baby.
Yes. Yes. This is hard. No, I don't have my baby.
Right. That's exactly what I was saying, Link. Because there were Black officers, that's why. They quickly released the names. They quickly released their photos. Remember when we get shot down by white officers, it'd be taking almost a week for them to release their photo or their name or their residence and stuff like that. And that officer will be sent home. He don't get charged until a month or 2 later. Remember? I mean, at this point, we should already know how it goes at this point, you know? Like, for example, as soon as I started talking about this subject, notice how my video gets age restricted. And then if y'all look down in the bottom right corner, I'm demonetized. My show is already demonetized. You look down in the bottom right, there's no super chat. Demonetized. And this happens all the time. Y'all probably didn't see it. But look down in the bottom right corner. There's no super chat. Demonetized. So honestly, y'all, make sure you guys like and support the channel. Because now YouTube is saying, hey, anything you do from here now could free. Free. Demonetized.
Baby. I'll never have my baby again. But I do know that he was a good person and that all the good in Tyree will come out. And so that's what keeps me going, because I just feel like my son was sent here on assignment from God, and his assignment was over. It's over. And he was sent back home. And God is not going to let any of his children's names go in vain. So when this is all over, it's going to be some good and some positive, because my son was a good and positive person. And that's what keeps me going.
Have you gotten any sleep?
Not really, but it's what it is.
Mom, when did you first learn about this? How did you hear?
The Memphis Police Department banged on our door approximately around between 8:30 and 9 o'clock, asking if I knew Tyree Nichols. And we said, yes. What's going on? He's been arrested. Arrested for what? DUI. DUI? My son don't drink like that. What do you mean DUI? Well, we had to pepper spray him and tase him, so he's being attended to by the paramedics, and we'll send him to the hospital, and then after that, he'll go to booking. What? They then asked me, was he on any type of drugs or anything of that nature, because they were saying that it was so difficult to put the handcuffs on him, and he had this amount of energy, superhuman energy. And what they were describing was not my son. So I was very confused. I asked if I can go to the hospital. They told me no. They left. My husband and I, we got in our car and we went to go see if we could find Ty, because he wasn't answering his phone or anything. When I asked them where my son was, they said nearby. Nearby? What is nearby? I got nothing from them. I think now that I'm actually putting things together, I believe they were trying to cover it up when they first came to my door. So around 4 o'clock in the morning, the doctors called from St. Francis and said, Mrs. Wells, do you know your son's in the hospital? And I said, yes. I was advised by the police officers. He said, why aren't you here? And I said, the police officers said that I couldn't come because he was under arrest. The doctor proceeded to tell me that my son had went into cardiac arrest and that his kidneys were failing. This doesn't sound consistent to somebody being tased or pepper sprayed. When my husband and I got to the hospital and I saw my son, he was already gone. They had beat him to a pulp. He had bruises all over him. His head was swollen like a watermelon. His neck was busting because of the swelling. They broke his neck. My son's nose looked like an S. They actually just beat the crap out of him. And so when I saw that, I knew my son was gone then. Even if he did live, he would have been a vegetable. So once I got to the hospital, all the police officers were basically whisked out because I heard that the TBI had taken over the investigation. And that was it. They spoke to us, asked a bunch of questions, but I knew something wasn't right. I just didn't understand why they stopped my son in the first place.
You said that you thought from the initial time when they contacted you that they were trying to cover up? Why did you think that?
Well, I didn't think that initially. As I started getting information and information was coming to me, because they made it seem like the stop and the start and the stop of the was at a certain location, when actually they were less than 80 feet from my home.
You talked about what you saw. Now, I hate to bring this up, but I just have to be honest. You know Emmett Till?
Yes,
It's reminiscent of that.
I haven't seen the video.
I'm talking about what you saw when you went to the hospital.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. That was terrible.
Dad, would you say? You agree with that?
Oh, most definitely. Because I'm the one who took the picture that's being circulated. And I took the picture because he was in such horrific condition. He shouldn't have been in that condition from pepper spray and tasing.
He was never conscious. Never.
No.
You said you believe if he lived, he would have been a vegetable.
Yes.
The last words on that video that America's going to hear, and Miss Wells, he calls out for you 3 times. Gut-wrenching screams for his mom.
Go ahead, Mom.
That was my baby. He was a mama's boy. That boy loved me to death. He has my name tattooed on his arm. People don't know what those 5 police officers did to our family. And they really don't know what they did to their own families. They have put their own families in harm's way. They have brought shame to their own families. They brought shame to the Black community. I just feel sorry for them. I really do. I really feel sorry for them.
Why do you say that?
Because they didn't have to do this. And like I said, they brought a lot of shame to their own family. Once you see this video, and I know I didn't see it, but from what I hear, it's horrific. And the humanity of it all. Where was the humanity? They beat my son like a piñata. My son, he had Crohn's disease. He had surgery in 2013. My son weighed $150. He was 6'3", and he weighed $150. And those men, if you combine their weights, it was over 1,000 pounds, beating a 150-pound person to death. Because that's what they did. They beat my son to death.
He cried out for his mom.
Yes. Yes, he cried out for me because I'm his mother. And that's what he was trying to get home to safety. And it was funny. I was in the room earlier and my stomach started hurting so bad. And I went into the den. I told my husband, my stomach is hurting so bad.
They're just going in a loop right now. You know, they're just gonna keep repeating themselves, you know? So, where's Black Lives Matter in this situation? That's yet to be determined. Where's the El Gibbet in this situation? Because anyhow, they siphon off of our civil rights. When stuff like this happens, we're gonna need a check cut for us too, some assistance, some money. You know, make no mistake, even though death is bad, these appearances and all that other stuff, that's what this is about. And not too many people are smart to make the correlation or to even break down the term ambulance chasers, or even will say about, how they've been seeing stuff like this happening for the longest time, even before Black Lives Matter and all these other organizations were something. They're not going to break down some of the roles that Reverend Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and stuff. Like, they're not going to break down any of that stuff that they see those guys did and how it translates to now, instead of two guys bullied up, now a group gets involved, and then they raise money, and then a lot of that money goes back to a sister that's not even going to show up or help or make a public statement, and she's going to start buying some more mansions and condos and stuff like that and splurging off the money. This just makes Black people look bad. And the funny thing too, a word that you never heard used in our community when stuff like this happens is corruption. Oh yeah, the Black community is full of corruption. Corruption. That's even what we've been trained to be corrupted. Okay, yeah, we know you're still getting over the passing of your son, but you need to get this money. You need to get this money. You need to work with Al Sharpton, or you need to work with whoever knocks on your door. That's gonna say, okay, we set up a news appearance here, we set up this here, and we set up that there. It's about money. And speaking of money, YouTube has demonetized. Have y'all checked in the bottom corner? YouTube has demonetized me. But guess who does get paid? YouTube. Not me, for being noble and saying, hey, you know what? This is a story that I think that I have a lot of information and can deliver some information and, even show the ins and outs and talk about the ins and outs, past, present, and future about the story. I get demonetized, and honestly, it works. It kills morale to even move forward, kills morale to even talk about it. It kills the morale, and it's very super effective. So if we can, please let's support the channel. And this is just sad, y'all. We're not gonna watch this for too long. We're gonna get back into the show. But let's go.
And once I found out what happened, it was just the fact that I was feeling my son's pain. I was feeling my son's pain when they were beating him to death.
You said that you felt sorry for them. Where does that come from, Mom?
I don't hate anybody. That's not in my nature. I just feel sorry for them because they did something horrendous. And I don't know.
You said they brought shame on themselves, their family, and they brought shame on the Black community. Can you speak to these? Are all Black officers?
No. People try to say Black people, we only try to go after white officers. That's not true. We don't care what color the officer is. We want bad officers taken off the force. We know there's a lot of great officers. I know officers. But there are bad officers too. And those are the ones that we need to get rid of. Because all these kids that are dying and being killed at the hands of police officers, their parents pay taxes. They're paying their salaries. And then they have to be murdered by a person who's they're paying their salaries. That's not right. Why is it that Black and brown kids always get beat up when they are encountered with the police? We just had an incident in Memphis right after my son with the white guy who spit on police officer. They didn't beat him to death. Why? And I'm not saying they're supposed to, but why? They ran. They didn't get beat up. I don't care what color police officer, but by them being Black, it hurt the Black community.
You think there's a bias built into the system of regardless of what color the officer is?
Yes.
What would you say to these officers, Mom?
I would say to these officers that you have to show some compassion to people. We all know that a lot of these police officers intimidate Black people in order for them to do something. They're waiting for them to do something. And they need to learn that everyone is human and everyone should be treated with respect.
She didn't see the video. You saw the video.
Yes.
What are we going to see, Rodney?
From the initial encounter,
you can't even look that way when he talks about the video.
No. I didn't want her to. I didn't want her to see the video or hear the video. It was our attorney's request that she could stay in there as long as she could. She heard one word and had to leave out the room. And that was when they initially was pulling him out the car. He said, "What did I do?"
I knew that's what he said.
He said, "What did I do? Why are y'all doing this to me? What did I do?" And they proceeded to snatch him out of the car and was trying to wrestle him to the ground. And he got scared. So he was athletic enough to get out of their situation and run. And he was trying to run home because he was 3 blocks from the house.
Okay, hold on.
Stopped him.
Shout outs to Gold P. Gold P said, here's my position on this. We have been desensitized to women's crying, good, bad, or indifferent. We listen to women too much. Media keeps doing this. Yeah. And what they do too, another thing too, y'all, is like you'll see the camera zoom in on the lady or something like that. You'll see the camera zoom in and shit. That's not really to put an effect on actually what's going on. It really is a lot of people looking for another viral moment, you know? Like everybody's looking for, ain't nobody got time for that, you know, or something else like a caricature, you know, moment. That's another reason why it's more lucrative for them to train the camera on a black woman or a gay black man. You know what I'm saying? Hide your wife, hide your kids, and all that others. All of those are caricatures. Those are caricatures. All right. So they do that. They do that to make to you know to even also on the inside get us to laugh. And the crazy part is too, and it's not natural too, y'all. The media is black pilling black people towards black death. So the desensitization is real. Let's get it.
So after the initial encounter, we didn't see everything because actually when the body cam started, they were already engaged. And then there was the second body cam with the sky cam that videoed the encounter. And when I saw the police officer, you know, they have this little like stick, this metal thing that they pull out.
Yeah, pull out like an antenna.
Like an antenna,
right?
Exactly.
Retractable.
Yes, and I saw them pull that out and started beating my son with it. I saw officers hitting on him. I saw officers kicking him. One officer kicked him like he was kicking a football a couple of times. And but the most telling thing about the video to me was the fact that it was maybe 10 officers on the scene, and nobody tried to stop it, or even after they beat him and they propped him up against a car, no one rendered aid to him whatsoever. They walked around smoking cigarettes like it was all calm and like, bragging about what happened. And
For an hour of video.
yes,
And you saw him just sitting there.
he was sitting there, and then he slumped over. And an officer walked over to him and said, "Sit back up, mother MF," And while he's handcuffed. So they popped him back up, and he slumped over again. And they popped him back up again. But no one was rendering aid. I saw some fire department people come out there, and they just walked around. Nobody showed him any aid, and they're supposed to be trained in first aid. By the time the paramedic truck pulled up, that's when we couldn't see anything because the paramedic truck blocked the camera. So I was told that the lady who was driving the paramedic truck never got out. So it was just, to watch your son, as we state all the time, 150 pounds. How could he pose a threat to their lives the way they had to take his life? Unarmed.
What's your message?
My message is the same as my wife said. Hopefully from this situation that we have reform, that police get better training, that, I've heard from people because of this, where this particular unit, Scorpion unit, has beat up other people. But because they didn't die, it's not publicized. It's like it's washed under the rug.
You think more is going to come out then?
I believe that more is going to come out. It's going to be a strong reaction down Lemon after George Floyd, after so many of these tragedies. We pray for reform.
Can I ask you something? She said her son came here on a mission. And she doesn't hate anybody. She feels sorry for them. Doing the work that you do, is there a lesson in it? You said this is a blueprint, should be a blueprint for around the country.
Well, you know what, Insane One, you are absolutely correct. But what's cold about it is that we have to use the correct terms. This young brother was executed. You know what I'm saying? Words do have meaning, and words do mean things. That young brother was executed. He was executed. That's like getting hog tied and then shot in the face or something. He was executed. Those cops killed that young man execution style. You know what I'm saying? Execution style. You said it's not about the training, it's about how we're viewed in society and our political status. That too. They need to have a we need to see the conversation that they're taking off the table. And Tariq and Umar and a couple other people talk about it. The conversation that they're taking off the table is that we need special rights. You know what I'm saying? Because our situation is not of the norm. I mean, they've made it normal because it happens so much, but it's not a normal situation. Let a white man or an Asian man get executed in the same manner and see if shit don't pop the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, it's not. It's right on. It's not strong. It's what it is. The young man was executed. The man was executed. There's no way in hell you got your hands tied behind your back and somebody cocks back and then just decks you in the face with all they might. You know? Hell, exactly, insane one. You know the vibes, bro. That, if an Asian man got killed, like, oh no, that's not gonna go down. But they'll parade us and show us crying all over the internet and marching and all this other stuff. When you don't see this with other races, you just don't. Before the shit even hits the news, somebody cutting a check.
So what is the mission? What will accomplish the mission that she believes that her son was sent to this earth for and taken too quickly?
And the prayer that I believe Ms. Wells is articulating is that this won't have to happen to other young Black and brown children. We don't have to learn so many hashtags, Don Lemon. I don't have to keep talking to you on CNN week after every other week about yet another unarmed Black person has been killed by police in a highly controversial manner. Hopefully, this institutional police culture that says it's okay to engage in excessive force against Black and brown people will finally be dealt with. We won't continue to try to say that, oh, it's training. They can de-escalate just fine when it's white citizens. We see that all the time, but it's when it's Black and brown citizens, no matter if the police are Black, Hispanic, or white, they seem to do the most, Don Lemon. And so this is the blueprint from now. You know, Memphis Police Department terminated them immediately. The DA brought charges within 20 days. Now, when it's not Black officers, we want to see the same type of justice.
Mm-hmm. Mom?
Yes.
What you gonna miss about him the most?
His beautiful smile. And just, my son had a beautiful soul, and he touched a lot of people. And I always joke, because he'll come in the house and he'll come in and say, "Hello, parents." I'll never hear that again. I'll never cook for my son again.
Mm.
I'll never get a hug from my son again.
Mm.
I won't get anything from my son again.
Mm.
Just because some officers decided they wanted to do harm to my son.
Mm.
And so this is a very difficult thing. No mother should have to go through this. No mother. And I never thought in a million years that I would be sitting on your show speaking about my deceased son that was killed by the Memphis Police Department.
You only get one mom.
Yes.
And I don't even know what to say. It's just so you know. I said I was a skater growing up. My mom is with me now, visiting from Louisiana.
Oh.
Sure, her boyfriend, she found her dead on Christmas Eve. And she was supposed to stay with me for 2 weeks, and now she's been with me for a month, and she's going to continue to stay with me. She's been cooking for me, so I relate to what's going on to you, especially as a Black family. Doesn't matter.
Man, what the hell is wrong with us getting on these damn TV shows and crying publicly instead of in private? You don't see white mothers up here grieving and crying like this. You know, we got to change something, man. Something got to change.
The race of the officer.
No.
No one deserves to be treated like that.
No one.
You can be co-opted, no matter what race, by a system that is biased.
Yes.
And I appreciate you saying that, because the world doesn't matter the race of the officer. People just want to be treated with dignity and fairness.
Exactly.
And for a traffic stop, no one should have to die.
Exactly. And I just want to say thank you to the district attorney because he's working very hard on this. And he was just elected in, and he's doing an excellent job, as well as the chief of police.
You know what's extraordinary? As painful as this is, you haven't heard this family espouse 1 ounce of hate. They continue
Not
to
at all.
say, we just feel terrible that they did this to our child.
Right.
That's
Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Rodney. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Boy, what type of kiss is that? What type of kiss is that? He said this only seems to happen to so-called black folks. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Something got to change, man. Shouts to Insane One. Insane One said, "Well, there's the thing. We have to. There's the thing. We got to show supreme emotion over our lives that we force others to feel guilty for not valuing black lives. But there is a limit to parading ourselves in the media. Yeah, you know." You said you only get one mom. You only get one father. Don Lemon, shut up. Vivica Fox, go professor. Yeah, they demonetized my channel quick as hell within the first hour of me talking about the subject. You can't speak on stuff like this being a black man. You can't talk about how something like this can affect you publicly. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got a lot of these women out here doing these stories and low key clowning and laughing at it and stuff like that, and they sit up there and regurgitate white male talking points. Oh, you know, well, it's good that he's going where he is now because he wasn't gonna amount to anything anyway. He's a mama's boy. Skateboarding. They really try to just say that like he's a grown man, but he's a kid that got killed. You know what I'm saying? And then the mother gets on there, and then you know she's in pain, so she's gonna say that's my baby. I loved him and stuff like and what it does too, y'all, is it just makes it known that not even a black man was killed. A kid was, you know, and you know, you got to look at the health of people when they do certain things, not necessarily the thing that happened. Like when you have a like even with like how white people were killing like how white people were killing black teenagers, right? Like Trayvon Martin and like all these black teenagers that pop up dead. And another race of people have to target another race of people, their youth. Like you gotta not target grown black men in their 40s or 50s specifically, but have to target young adolescent teenagers for their targets. You know, that shows you that even mental wise their health is in a bad condition, you know. But now this is 5 officers, black officers, that they definitely are gonna throw the book at them. And and this does justice too for the police station too, because now the police can say, see, we're actively weeding out all the bad officers and stuff like that, and leave it to the police to make black people to look like the bad officers. You know, they want opportunities like that, you know, when in actuality the police in America was actually slave catchers. They were incorporated to actually catch slaves, you know. And I'm gonna tell you the truth too. To tell you the truth, those black officers wouldn't have did that to no white boy. Some white drunk college kid They wouldn't do that to them. And the media would, even if it was a drunk frat brother that was just chilling and didn't do anything. If it was a white frat, but the media would, oh man, he was gonna be the next lawyer. He was gonna be this. He was gonna, they don't treat or paint theirs or let the media paint their people as if they were kids or they didn't do nothing, And if the young white man was skateboarding, they'll be like, oh well, he was gonna be a lawyer. He just happened to skate. This kid, what do we know about him so far? He was a mama's boy. For some reason, he was running. He's a skater. Cool. That's it. He wasn't on the way to be nothing. He wasn't on it. That's how they paint it. So sisters are definitely going to talk shit about this. They're not really attracted to dudes that skate like that. Trust me, I know because I skate. They're not attracted to I mean that's not overly attractive to them. They're gonna paint a different picture of him, man, which is sad. And the funny thing is that he looks nothing. He looks nothing like he looks nothing like the the footage. He looks nothing like the guy in the picture. The guy in the picture looked like a completely different guy. So it's unfortunate that if crooked cops are whipping your ass and you have no trouble with getting locked up, but can you please do this legally and you run for your life? Even if you survived and live, it's like you ran from the law still, so it's resisting. Think about that. You're getting the life stomped and beat out of you, and your lights cut off, and you can't even swing or do nothing back, and you're handcuffed, and you get a chance to get up and run with your injuries. Adrenaline is seeping through your body. You get a chance to get up and run real quick, even if it's to the police station, and you're getting beat. Then it happened to be 5 cops, black. This makes the media look good, because guess what? 6 niggas are 6 niggas off the street. 6 different niggas are off the street now. Those cops and the victim. Whereas the mother, she should sue the police officer. She should sue the police. You understand what I'm saying? On behalf of her son, she's well within her rights to sue Memphis Police Department. And the guy that should be talking, honestly, it's like they neuter him. The dude that should be talking, which is the father, he's just sitting there. You know what I'm saying? Can't really do much. Can't really say much. He's just sitting there. Let me drop the link in the chat so you guys can come up and chime in on it for a bit before my battery dies. Make sure you guys like and support the content. Trust me, I take financial hits for you guys also. Okay? This is crazy. Shout outs to Insane One. Insane One said that's white guilt pulling strings. Link said black men are supposed to just exist and give money and be quiet, right? Be human ATMs. You know what I'm saying? Gold P said that's the only time Don Lemon even remotely touches a female. I know she smells like, oh my God. I can't finish that one. Oh my God. Gold P almost got me right there, man. Yo. Oh my God. Insane One said they wouldn't have done that to an old white man either. Of course not. Of course not. Oh man, and he prefaced it so good. You almost got me, Gold P. You almost got me. That was a slick too. Shit. Hold on, y'all. Star P said running doesn't justify someone being murdered, in my opinion, right? And let me ask y'all a question though. In that case, was he resisting arrest? See, that's the case you got to make. Okay, if you're running from the law, okay, it's one thing. But if you're getting handcuffed and you're getting beat up and you're getting the shit stomped out of you, and let me tell y'all something too, because look at this. Even police and the tactical dude that be trying to teach y'all how to disarm people, and he's like just teaching you how to die, in a smooth way. Let me tell y'all something. Even like a cop or somebody would say, if you find yourself getting beat up or something happening to you at the hands of the law, right? You might want to run into a light or something where a camera will be. You understand what I'm saying? Did y'all remember? And I think he recently just won his case. Did y'all remember that military guy that got pepper sprayed and beat up by those police officers and stuff like that? And they were getting mad at him because when they pulled him over initially, it was on a dark road, and he drove his truck under like a spotlight or like some type of lighting, a well-lit area. You know what I'm saying? Because police are notorious for beating people in the dark and shit. So he took his truck and he drove it to like a well-lit area, and then he stopped so they could conduct their traffic stop. And they were mad at him, rightfully. Not even rightfully so. They were mad at him, and his reasons were justified. It was like, well, before I get out the car or anything happens, I need to be in a well-lit area because I don't want y'all planting any drugs on me. I don't want y'all doing anything. And rightfully so, they unleashed on him. What was he supposed to do then? You understand what I'm saying? So he made sure he went to a well lit area where whatever they're trying to do will be picked up. Even if it's their body cam or if it's their dash cam. So that's how you have to operate nowadays. So he wasn't wrong for running and probably trying to get somewhere where a camera was or something like that. So they can see his crime. Because they can see the crime because shit, he ran. They get the surveillance footage from a traffic light. To this day, we don't know why they pulled him over. Star P said they want so-called black folks to sit there and accept any kind of treatment. Yeah. I wonder what the officers think now, not that they're in jail. If they're in jail. They probably been charged for it. They're probably still free. You dig? Shout outs to Insane One. Insane One says they were not clear. There's too many people talking. They wanted him on the ground. Yeah, and then that's another thing. They were giving him, they were telling him to do stuff, but even to a certain degree, nobody was on the same page, and like they were giving him like contradictory commands. Turn on your back. No, turn on your stomach. No, hands behind your back. No, put your hands in the air. No, like it was like what? There was too many people talking. They wanted him on the ground with his belly and face on the ground. He thought he was good being on the ground. He likely thought they'd give him some humanity and not force him on the ground all the way once his hand was behind his back. Another thing is there are only really two people that run. One, a person is aware of what they've done and run, and the other run when the amount of force is way above what you thought it should be. I think I watch this stuff all the time. I think there's three. There is a such thing of being afraid. You understand what I'm saying? There is a such thing of being afraid, you know, because the people were gonna get like a traffic ticket and stuff, and like a guy would say, you know, why did you run? And he was like, I was scared, you know, I was afraid, you know, and unfortunately now a traffic ticket then turned into a DV or resisting arrest or all, you know, all this other stuff, you know. But I think there is a difference between you getting beat up by the law and then you decide to run when the professionalism went out the window. You know what I'm saying? Like you can actually prove that, you know. You can actually prove that. You did. You said, man, look, that doesn't even mean nothing. They will delete you. You're right. They'll delete you in broad daylight. History is proving, yeah. But see, the thing is, though, and that guy, I think he was a corporal, you know. So you know, he was in a good rank in the military, you know. So he kind of knew a thing or two, you know. And then they lied and said that his tents. No. It ended up being that his license plate wasn't on display when it was clearly on display in his back window, you know. You know. I'm not gonna lie, I would get under a trap. I didn't even think about it until that's what he was saying. I think he won a couple million off of that. They don't even care if you're a soldier and you're in, you know, fatigues, man. They you know, in camo. They sprayed that man in the face and did some really crazy shit to him. You say it's no different when the PO say I was in fear of my life, so I drew my weapon and proceeded to shoot. Yeah, yeah. But see, the thing is that when you're a police officer, you know they're already looking at you like, okay, well, he's on our side. You know, you're under the badge, so you know, everything you're doing is justified, and it's justified because other police officers that are out there on the job, they can relate to you. You know, they feel that they can relate to you. So when you're in court, kind of breaking something down or explaining something, either a alibi, a lot of people, even cops that do shady shit and haven't got caught yet, they kind of they not sympathize with you, but they were like, shoot, if I was under oath like that, I'd do that too, or if I was in a situation like how these cops were, I'd lie too, or whatnot. But let me tell you too, you do need some of those rough gangsta ass cops. You know, now their mentality might not be the best for regular citizens and stuff like that, and they use overt force. But I'm gonna tell you right now, look at those guys that they have to deal with that be in them hoods and stuff like that. Young Dolph was gunned down with a chopper, and somebody else was just firing at him. Look at what people do on the streets in Memphis. You understand what I'm saying? So those hard ass cops, they got they time and they place too. But because you can't be no pussy riding around no goddamn badge, and it's bad enough you're a cop. But what I'm getting at though is that the police will be just as bad as the gangs within a few years of going with being under that shit, and also be corrupt. They'll definitely also be corrupt right along with right along with the environment that they have to police. You know what I'm saying? So it's an unfortunate situation all the way around. You know what I'm saying? And then you got that one white police officer girl. Her husband stayed with her after this. She done slept with 5 to 6 officers on the force that they know of. That they know of. That part. Dot dot dot. That they know of. All right, my friend. Take care. Take care. Okay. Shishini. Yeah, Shishini. Thank you. Take care. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Take care. So that's what I'm saying. You know. So y'all, y'all definitely, hopefully y'all take some heed to some of the things that I talk about here. You know, y'all seen how I tell you guys to protect yourself in the states and outside of the states, because definitely you're not gonna get. I mean, I'm gonna go as far as to say you probably get better treatment and leniency outside of the United States, even though you're still getting shot down like dogs like that. You know, you got black men in Brazil that still get shot down like dogs. You know, and there ain't nothing changed there. But what I'm saying is that, you know, it's just a hard day and time to be a black man. You know, even if you don't like black men, black women get on the internet and laugh at a young black man dying, and then they laugh. A lot of the sisters, they laugh a lot harder too now, because other black men are at the are the perpetrators. So this just runs with their whole narrative that black men are terrible all the way around, in that we're legitimate, not zaddy, but we're the legitimate people harming the community the most. You know, they can get those lies off. You know, Gold P said, "Yeah, I agree with that point, Kuda. You said I'm part of the motorcycle culture at our club event, and there was an incident when someone came out with an AK blasting. This is not a nice world, Gold. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a horrible world, man. It's a horrible world that we live in, but somebody gonna have to police it. And like for real, asking, a policeman to put their life on the line. Man. There was this video that I saw, right, where they were trying to get this white boy out the car, and he was like, stop, no, stop. He was resisting arrest, and they were like, get out the car, and they were yelling at him, get out the car, get out the car. They pepper sprayed him, they tased him, still trying to get this white man out the car. I don't know if he had his own gun, but I think he took the cop's gun. He pulled the cop's gun. He was yelling help after a while on the side of the road, and they kept pepper spraying him and all kinds of shit. He took the cop's gun and killed both of them. He killed two of the police. You know, shit. I might as well bring it up since they already demonetized me, man. Y'all hold me down. They already demonetized me. Let me see if I could find it. Hold on. And there was this one joint too where he was swinging on them. Look at this. Hold on. Look at this. Hold on, y'all. Now they want to start asking this. They didn't ask this before, y'all. Look at this. Get out the car. Hold on, y'all.
David 108. Final stop's going to be 2000 South 89th East Ave.
Yes, sir.
Hey, roll that window all the way down, man. Reason why I stopped you is because turned out right in front of me as I'm coming. And on top of that, you have an expired tag. Yeah.
My tag's not expired. I just haven't got it tagged yet. I just bought the car.
Your paper tag's expired, man.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it had 2 months.
No.
Okay, well.
You got an ID on you?
Yes. I just jackpotted at the casino. I was excited. My house is like right here, man.
Got you. Well, do you have your ID and your insurance?
All right, y'all. This look like it's a different video, but I wanna also talk to y'all about something that I talked to you guys also about before. Do you know sometimes too when a cop pulls you over, he touches your back headlight? No, not your tail lights. He touches your tail lights. So should in case something happens to him, his fingerprint is on your tail light. So that's another piece of protocol that they do. They touch your back tail light. You know, yeah, letting him move around. He's definitely not afraid. They're not gonna shoot him if he reaches for his wallet after they ask him to reach for your. You know, here we go. Let's go.
This might be out of date, but I am up to date on my insurance. I just don't know.
Got you. What has your VIN on it? That title?
Huh?
Does that title have your VIN on it?
Yeah.
All right, let me get that too. Okay, and your ID. Do you have a driver's license?
Yeah. I just had my ID because I just jackpotted, so.
You good, man?
Huh?
You good? Awful shaky.
Well, yeah, you pulled me over. I'm nervous.
You have anything in the car?
Huh?
You have anything in the car I need to know about?
No.
Drugs, guns?
I just need.
No heroin, meth, or anything like that?
No. I just don't know where my ID is, and like you're asking me where it is.
All right, man. Just I'm gonna get your name from you. You have anything that has your name on it with your picture?
Man, I just fucking had it, dude.
What's your first name?
David.
David.
David. Yes, sir.
Okay. Last name?
Ware.
Spell it.
W-A-R-E.
Date of birth?
8/12/87.
Alrighty, you got a phone number?
Yeah, is that important?
Yeah.
Do you need my phone number?
Yeah.
It's 951. I just had my fucking ID.
And address. Is that a house or
It's apartment.
what apartment is it? Contemporary. All right, man. Hang tight. Warrants or anything, do you?
No.
Okay. probably gonna end up towing it because it's got no engine. Tag 60 days, over 60 days expired.
Okay.
So going westbound on 21st, and that light right over there.
Yeah.
I have a green light. It keeps flying down, just runs it, and turned right in front of me. I had to slam on my brakes. I'm like,
Right.
what the fuck, you know?
No driver's license, anything like that, or
He didn't have a license on him. He has no insurance on the vehicle, and
tags are
expired,
overdue.
and he's a career criminal.
Okay.
So I'm gonna search the car too.
Okay.
Got narcotics and everything on him.
All right.
Not right now, I don't know, but
No, no. You went on the Trace's screen.
yeah.
Just one person in the car.
Yeah. All right, David. You said you have a driver's license?
Huh?
You said you have a driver's license?
Yes, I just used
Okay.
it.
Well, here's the deal, man.
Had,
Here's the deal.
I
So
just won a jackpot, so they had my
yeah,
license
but
and
I'm not worried about the
signed
jackpot
off
right now.
on it.
So what I need you to do is step out of the vehicle.
For what?
Well, first let me ask you one more time. Do you have anything in the vehicle that I need to know
Why
about?
are you shining that in my face? I can't.
So I can
I'm
see in the
trying to
car.
talk to you, but you're shining that light.
Because you've got a history of narcotics.
I know, and y'all always fuck with me just because I have a history.
Mhm.
Can I get my ticket and fucking go, man?
Well, all right.
Dude, I
here's
know
what's
my
gonna
fucking rights, dude. Can I just get my ticket and go, dude?
Here's what's gonna happen.
I pulled in front of him. I'm sorry.
Hey, David.
I'm just trying to go to
David.
my house, man.
David.
I got people waiting on me.
David,
Dude.
stop talking. Here's what's gonna
I don't
happen.
have a history of narcotics. What'd you fucking say? That's bullshit.
Drug paraphernalia, narcotics, whatever it is. You got a history
Oh
of
my
it.
god,
You're on file for
and
it.
that got
Your car's getting
dropped.
sold.
That got dropped.
Your car's getting
I'm
sold.
not
Step out of the car.
convicted. You can't.
Hang on.
You
Step.
can't take bullshit. Don't fucking open my door.
Step out of the car, dude.
David, step out of the vehicle. Come on.
This is bullshit, dude.
It's not. You wouldn't be here if you didn't pull out in front of a cop car while I got a green light, dude.
I pulled out in front of you. I had plenty of fucking room. This
Step
is
out of the car.
bullshit.
Step out of the car.
I'm not stepping out of the car.
Step out of the car.
I am not. You better call your supervisor or something. Y'all are
Bam.
breaking.
I'm right
there.
here. I'm the sergeant. He's asking you to step out of the
Yeah.
car.
I'm not stepping out of my car.
You have two choices. You can step out under your own power,
Man,
or
this is bullshit, dude. I just got this car.
Okay.
Why can't you give me a fucking chance, dude? Like, fuck.
well, why don't you step out of the car and let us talk about it instead of
Because
sitting here?
I know my rights. I know. how
Okay,
this
right
works.
now,
Y'all are gonna fucking. I know how this works.
here's the deal. Right now, you're driving a car that's over 60 days due on the tag.
I'll get a tag.
You don't have insurance.
I do have insurance.
Where is it?
Man,
But
y'all
man,
can look it up. Y'all can look it
we
up.
can't
Yeah,
if you haven't
no.
got a tag. But we need you to step out of the car.
Now.
You have two choices. You can step out of the car,
Or I can drag you out
or we can tase you.
For what?
for not
This is
complying
y'all-
and getting out of the
y'all
car
are
wherever we
breaking-
at.
y'all
Look,
are-
hey,
Y'all are.
step out of the car
Man, y'all are
now.
fucking- This is my
Do
right.
you want to get tased?
Why are y'all doing this?
Because you're refusing to follow a lawful order. I need you to step out
It's
of the
not a
car.
lawful order.
It is a lawful order, and I will
It's not.
tase you if you do not get out of the car.
Man,
Now, do you see them doing this with black people? Brandon, get down now. Get down, Brandon. Stop. Get out of the car. No. He was a black man. He's dead already. He was a black man. He's dead already. Reaching around. His hands aren't on the dashboard. Brandon. Shout outs to War Master. What's going on? War Master in the building. Hold on. I got my claps today. Hold on. War Master in the building. My brother Curlin in the building. Oh, yeah. This is resisting right here. They asked him about 10 times. Yeah, you get out and you fight it in court. Well, I guess he knows they're going to find something in his car. You know? Right. And that's what I'm saying, Link. And the only time we hear the taser is when it's on our body. You don't even hear it. All of your senses shut off because you're getting hit by it. You don't hear it. All of your senses are shutting down because you're getting hit by it by the time you hear it. By the time you hear the taser, it's too late.
This is
You have a choice. Get out of the car.
By the time you hear the taser, the volts are running through your body. See, they're quick to mess up a black man's life, but they are not quick to mess up another white man's life. Let's go.
Under your own power, or I will. I am the supervisor. I'm a sergeant.
Hey, dude, just step out of the car right now. Otherwise, you are getting tased.
Do I need to arc it one more time?
what?
Step out of the vehicle now.
I don't have to.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. Oh, I did a driving infraction.
Yeah, and I told you already you need to get out of the car because the car's getting towed, too.
Why?
You need to step out. I'm about done arguing with you.
Man,
if I have to tase you, no, if I have to tase you, it is going to be that much worse.
Sir, can I please just go home?
Right now, I can arrest.
He's literally warning him at this point if he if he has to tase him. If I have to tase you, he's playing semantics with the violence that he's about to inflict on him that he already would have done to a black man. Let's go.
Arrest you for obstruction because you're failing to follow a lawful command. Step out of the car. I cannot be any more clear than that. If you step out and be cool, this will go a whole lot better than if you make me tase you.
He really not trying to do that paperwork. He said, if you make me tase you. So let me ask y'all a question. What is different with black men? What is going on with black men? Why is it okay for him to get 50 warnings and not be resisting arrest? And see, and let me tell y'all something too, why racism is fucking up the police force. Because guess what? Guess what? These officers got shot. Now, I don't know if they died, because I got another video to show y'all before my battery dies. But let's go.
You and force you out of the car.
How can you do this, man?
Step out of the car.
Dude, y'all are violating my rights.
One more time.
Y'all are violating my rights. That's my force.
Look at that. Gave him another taser warning instead of actually deploying the taser on him. Wow, if he was a black man, he would already be a baked chicken right now in his driver's seat. He will be a baked rotisserie chicken right now in his damn driver's seat.
In fear.
Then
You're
okay.
violating my
Look,
rights.
you got your law degree?
I don't have a law
Then
degree.
shut up and get out of the car.
I'm not getting out, dude. This is bullshit, dude. Call your supervisor.
I am the supervisor.
Help. These people are help somebody.
Are you going to get out or am I going to tase you? Are you going to get out of the car or do I tase you?
I am not.
Get out of the car.
In danger, please don't tase me, sir.
Then
I'm
get
not
out
in
of
danger.
the car.
Please, sir.
That's it.
Please, sir.
Step out. Come on.
Please, sir, stop this.
Step out.
Call the supervisor, please.
Do you see
He's
this?
the supervisor, dude.
I want your supervisor.
Well, she's not here. That would be the captain. Step out of the car. Now.
Please. Please.
Hey, don't be
Answer
reaching
my
for...
phone. Help, Matt. These
Dude,
cops,
get off the phone
these cops are
now.
violating
Hang
my
up,
rights.
dude.
I'm
We're
right
gonna.
here
That's
by the
it.
neighborhood. Please
I'm gonna
pull up.
tase you.
All right, stop playing with me. I'm gonna tase you. What are you reaching for? Are you reaching? He asked him, "Are you reaching, sir? What are you reaching for? Are you reaching?" What is that black object that you're reaching for? Man, we would have been dead. Would have been dead. Let's go.
2 and 3,
Pull up.
2, 1. Do you want it or not?
Please don't tase
Step
me.
out of the car.
He gets a countdown. He gets a count. I've officially seen everything I need to see in my life. He gets a countdown, y'all. Show me one. Show me one dude that didn't get that. Show me one. Look at y'all in the chat. Show me one black man that got a countdown. Here we go. Yeah, do you want it or not? Like what the dude, I'm gonna lay it on you heavy, bro. Come at me, bro. I'm gonna lay it on you heavy. Come on, man.
I'm not.
Step out of the vehicle now.
No, I know my rights.
You know nothing. Get out of the car.
You can't shoot me. I'm not doing anything.
I'm not going to shoot you. I'm going to tase you. There is a difference. Or I can deploy OC because you've been given a lawful command to.
Show me a black person where they say I'm not going to shoot you. He told him he's not gonna shoot him. Whereas us, their guns would have been drawn. We would already been a hot baked potato at this point in that damn drive. We probably wouldn't even be alive at this point. And he's still pleading with this man. And look, he's not even charging him with resisting arrest. Whereas us, we're already at this point. At this point, if he was a black man, he's going to jail. Bar none. Bar none. Let's go.
Step out of the car.
Lawful command to step out of the car. I don't have to.
Get out of the car, or I will tase you and I will drag you.
Matt, please come over here and witness this.
No. Get out of the car.
By Dollar General, pulled in
David Allen Ware.
Please.
Do what?
What's his name?
David Anthony Ware.
David,
Please,
step
please,
out.
Matt, pull up.
Step
If
out
he comes
of the
over
car.
here, he's
If
in
he
trouble
comes,
too. Matt, be smart. Do not come here.
David.
Videotape it, please.
3. Then you need to step out. You can turn on your own camera, but you're on both of our cameras. Step, David.
Just write me my ticket.
David, step out of the car.
Just write me my
I'm not going to tell you
Hit him.
again.
Hit him.
Get out of the car now.
This is a driving infraction.
He said hit him.
Sir.
Get out of the car because I have to tow it. And I can't tow it with you in it.
You don't have to tell
Yes.
me.
Get out.
I do. I told you I'm towing it.
Bullshit. Why?
Because
Get
you
out
don't
of the
have your driver's
car.
license, you don't have insurance,
I
and your
do have
tires
a
are over
license
60
and I
days
do have
expired.
insurance.
David,
You don't.
step out of the
See, and the problem is that if he was a black man, they really don't have no camaraderie with him. This guy right here reminds him of their homeboy. He reminds them of their friend. They're probably around the same age. He's clearly a white man. This is white privilege right here at its finest. This is white privilege right here at its finest. Let's go.
car.
You have it. Let me look for it then.
David, get out of the car and I will find it.
No, y'all. This is my car, y'all.
Taser. I'm going to hit him. Are you ready?
Ready?
Just fucking
Get out of the car.
fuck you, dude. Oh, what the fuck?
Get out of the car.
Get out. Fuck. Dude, what the fuck?
Get out of here.
Back up. You want to get sprayed?
No.
Get out!
Okay.
Now!
I'm getting out.
Get out of the damn car! Now, or I will spray you!
Fucking ground.
On the ground!
On the ground! Man, I don't want to go to jail, fuck.
Get out of the car! Get out! Now! I will spray you again!
Okay.
Get on the ground!
I think this is the video.
Ground.
Yeah, this is the video.
On the ground now!
On the ground! Please stop! Stop!
Are you
Stop! Please!
Get out of the fucking car!
Why are you doing this?
Get out!
Why are you doing this? Please stop! Help! Help!
Get out of
Please,
the
you're
car!
violating my rights!
Get out of the
Matt,
car!
please! Matt, please!
Y'all saw that kick?
That's my friend! Please help! Stop! You're violating!
David,
Please stop!
get out of the car! Stay in the car!
Matt, help!
Left arm.
Help!
I got this arm.
Matt, help! Help! Help!
Get out of the car! Not even in gear.
Help!
David, you want to get sprayed again? I'm going to spray you again. Get out of the car! Get out!
Help! Help! Help!
You got him. What the fuck? Ah! Ah!
The audio on this video is off like shit. He killed both of them. I think he pulled one of their gun. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, they sauced the end of that video. I gotta find the actual real video. They sauced the end of that video. Hold on. They sauced the end of that video. Why is YouTube acting dumb now? YouTube wants to act stupid now. Conveniently. Hold on, y'all. Now they just want to show, no, show it. There's like a billion videos. You know what the hell I'm looking for. They keep trying to show this Tyree shit so people can get mad. Hold on, y'all.
The video will show you that there is no doubt who gunned down our officers. It is the most incriminating piece of evidence that we have.
Tulsa Police Chief Wendell Franklin visibly emotional and frustrated today, just moments before releasing body cam video showing 2 officers shot in the line of duty. Sergeant Craig Johnson lost his life. Officer Aresh Zarkashan.
What's going on, Average
survived.
Philosopher?
Now, the judge ordered the police department to release the Never Seen Before video from June. 2 Works For You has chosen not to show the incident out of respect for the officer's family and the TPD family. We will show you some still images from the body cam video, and we do have a warning that some of the information and images are disturbing. 2 Works For You's Vincent Hill walks us through it and explains why the judge signed off on releasing the video to the public.
Officer Zarkashan stopped David Ware after he failed to yield when pulling onto the roadway and made an illegal left turn.
Tulsa Police Chief Wendell Franklin relives the tragic morning that started as a routine traffic stop June 29th.
That driver is very nervous. He's sweating. It's 3 a.m. and he wants to further investigate things.
Officer Aresh Zarkashan would call for backup. Sergeant Craig Johnson answered what would be his final call. The driver, David Ware, can be seen and heard on the video resisting commands.
At this time, officers have already ordered him out of the vehicle. They've ordered him out of the vehicle over 40 times.
David Ware can be seen on a phone. According to court documents, Ware was on the phone with Matthew Hall, the alleged getaway driver.
They now have.
So let me ask you all a question. If they wasn't giving him preferential treatment, since you want to call it that now, right? If they wasn't giving him preferential treatment, wouldn't their lives, if they had just treated him how they treat a nigga, wouldn't their lives be, they'd probably be alive right now? What y'all think? They gave him ample time to figure out how he was going to get his hands on that gun under his seat to kill them. So if I'm just saying, if they treated him like a black man, which they'll let you know that's protocol, they probably still would be alive right now. Yeah, or it would have ended differently. He said, "I'm not gonna shoot you." Oh, yeah, you didn't shoot him, but he shot you with something other than a taser. Curlin said, "Without question." Okay. Average Philosopher said, "Yep, 1,000%." Right. But then the funny thing is that if they do treat them like a black man, then they go to court and get sued, and sometimes win, because you shouldn't treat that white man like that, but you can treat a black man like that. Okay, let's get back into it.
To worry about the driver of this vehicle and now an unknown person in another vehicle that's arrived on the scene.
Sergeant Johnson then tases Ware to get him to comply, but
the first deployment is ineffective and the suspect defeats the taser.
A second tase also didn't work. That's when Sergeant Johnson pepper sprayed Ware.
After Sergeant Johnson sprays him a second time, this suspect is now retrieving a gun from underneath the.
But then again, look, y'all got to look at it. At that point, they were assaulting him because he just got tased. They're grabbing him. He got sprayed in the car. Then he got sprayed again. So they were just beating him at this point. You know, now I felt sorry for what happened to the officers, but hey, at that point they were fighting him. In his eyes, whatever he could see, I mean, he got tased and sprayed. And then I'm surprised because when you spray pepper spray around like that, just even making a circle in the air, I'm surprised that shit didn't get into the officer's eyes. So there you go. Spraying, kicking, because he kicked that nigga. There was one swift little kick that came around the car. There you go, spraying and kicking this man and shocking him and pulling on him and pushing him, right? He was resisting. He was resisting the whole time, but they let it go. But see, if they're spraying the pepper spray and assaulting him like that, they probably did not see him reach for that gun. Because it looked like he was just leaning on the side of the car to kind of gain back his vision and stuff like that. And from what he could see, he shot them. And I think he hit one of them in the head, one of them in the chest. So I think that bullet went right through that vest, Yeah, pepper spray does affect the wide areas. So they probably are blinking too and probably didn't see. What do y'all think? You said, how are they supposed to get him out the car? Fart in his face? Exactly. But what I'm saying is that, see, they gave him enough ample time. The man was moving around in the car. He was recording on his phone. He shot a rap video before they pulled him out the goddamn car. He shot a whole movie before they pulled him out the car. And he was told that they're not going to shoot him. So their guns wasn't even drawn. So the level of seriousness, he didn't take it. He didn't take it seriously. He got told more than 50 times, He said, should nobody be upset but brothers about deciding to leave for a more peaceful and safer place. Man, I'm telling you. This is ridiculous, man. Yeah. Well, Master, he shot a whole rap video, bro. But
front seat.
Two Works For You is not showing any images of the shooting. After a short struggle, Ware shoots Officer Jarkishan first, who tries to run away. It happened so quickly, Sergeant Johnson was confused by what was going on.
Shots are being fired, and he is trying to understand, is it a Rush that's shooting, or is it someone else?
Sergeant Johnson is shot and falls to the ground. That's when Ware.
Oh, man. And let me tell you how crazy and well planned this is. Why did they get a black man to speak on behalf of what these guys did? Think about that. Why did they get a black man to speak on what these guys did? Why didn't you put another white man up there to talk about it? Huh? Why didn't you get another white man up there to talk about it? Had to put a black man up there. Okay.
Ware fires the shot that killed Sergeant Johnson.
Firing and striking Sergeant Johnson in the head.
This portion of the video is why Ware's attorney, Kevin Adams, wanted the video released. The original police affidavit said Ware stood over Sergeant Johnson and fired several shots. Ware's attorney told me by phone, quote, "That's not defendable by the video." Chief Franklin said the original affidavit was based on information he had at the time of the shooting.
Sometimes everything that we get has gone through several people and may not be totally accurate.
Chief Franklin adds,
some have tried to paint a picture of deception, that what we have told you is deceptive. In no way is it deceptive.
Now, David Ware and Matthew Hall are both due back in court next month on charges of murder and accessory to murder. Now, again, we've chosen not to air the video on television, but we've posted an edited version on our website, kjrh.com. In Tulsa, Vincent Hill, 2 Works for You.
Vincent, thank you. Well, Sergeant Craig Johnson's legacy will live on in a new policing initiative. The goal of the 2150 initiative is to keep guns out of the hands of felons and other people who are prohibited from having them. 2150 was Sergeant Johnson's badge number. TPD and Tulsa Mayor G.T. Bynum plan to announce more about this initiative tomorrow afternoon.
Testimony in David Ware's trial was provided by 2 of the most significant people involved in the case. First, the state called the officer who survived.
His name is David. There he goes right there. David Ware. Here we go.
The June 2020 shooting, Officer Arash Zarkeshan. He testified this morning about the few things he actually remembers from that night. Later in the day, the state rested its case, and then the defense put up their only witness on the stand, the accused shooter himself, David Ware. He testified for several hours before the defense rested its case. Our Shay Smith was in the courtroom and has more on what everyone had to say.
Officer Arash Zarkeshan testified this morning about what he remembers from that night. He says he only remembers meeting up with Sergeant Johnson before the traffic stop, but he doesn't remember the traffic stop itself. He says he doesn't remember interacting with Sergeant Johnson or being shot. In cross-examination, the defense asked Officer Zarkeshan several times if he had watched any of the videos from that night. He said no. The defense asked Zarkeshan several more questions like, don't you want to see the truth? And how are you going to find the truth if you don't watch the video? Officer Zarkeshan's responses were, I don't want to watch the video, and I don't want to watch me and my friend get shot.
Okay, so I thought both of the officers died. So it seems that one of them is alive, and he's lying his ass off. He watched the video, but the lawyer has to say that he's so traumatized he didn't want to watch the video, because if he watched the video, then he would have to really answer for his actions leading up to him getting shot. So instead of going into the details, you take the tragic matter and you use it as a proxy so that you don't have to even participate in any further asking of those questions. So they're going to ask him, what police officer doesn't want to watch that video? Or yeah, it's the perfect defense argument. Insane one. You see, I'm gonna tell you guys will, and this is not me playing CSI Miami or no shit like that. This is just you watching, like, oh, okay. Look at how they act when they're under oath or something. Like, look at how they act when they're under some type of pressure by the law when they're not inflicting it, versus how, you know what I'm saying, how you would act when something happens to you, you know, as a civilian, you know. So they already have a cheat code, and they already have all of the answers, and you know, they have all the answers in the cheat codes. So yeah, and no one can prove he didn't watch it. That's exactly true. Because if he watched it and now they're gonna start going into those questions, you know, why didn't y'all take him out the car? Why didn't you? Because the dead man can't answer no goddamn questions. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna go, you know what I'm saying, hard body karate, you know what I'm saying, at him, because he's alive. Because his behavior with the other officer wasn't just neither. So instead of him answering those questions and why they let him, you know, it's just a smarter thing to do, you know. So his lawyer is telling him the right thing. No, you didn't watch the tape. You were so traumatized. You don't want to see that again. You already have enough images in your head. Whoop de whoop, you know. So let's get it.
This afternoon, David Ware.
Because it's really about following protocol, right? You know, because he could say he was disoriented. Obviously, he was shocked. Obviously, he got sprayed in the face and stuff like that, and you understand what I'm saying? So it's equally nothing was handled right. Okay, see, if it was a black man doing this, we wouldn't get this. He would go to jail. His friend would, we get charged with capital murder and all this other weird shit. He gets to go to jail in a suit. He up there with a smirk on his face. Like he ain't lose no sleep. So let's go.
Took the stand. The defense attorney's first question to Ware was, "Why did you shoot Sergeant Johnson and Officer Zarkishan?" Ware's response was that he was in fear for his life and he felt like they were violating his rights. Right before the defense finished their questioning, his attorney asked him how he felt about shooting Officer Zarkishan and killing Sergeant Johnson. Ware got emotional and testified that he intended to shoot them in their body armor. He says he wanted to incapacitate them long enough for him to get away. The defense asked Ware about the last shot he fired, which was the shot that struck Sergeant Johnson in the head. The shot, the ME testified, was the most lethal. Ware told the jury that he fired that last shot because he thought Sergeant Johnson was reaching for his gun and he was scared that he would get shot in the back and die. In Ware's testimony, he also claims that Sergeant Johnson told Officer Zarkishan to turn off his body camera video. During the state's cross-examination, though, they pushed Ware on that, and Ware ultimately agreed that in the videos that were shown to the jury, that was not there. The prosecuting attorney also focused his questions around one word: choice. Attorney Gray asking Ware about choices he made that night, such as pulling out in front of Officer Zarkishan instead of letting him pass, the choice Ware made when he didn't follow officers' orders to get out of the vehicle, and the choice he made with each gunshot he fired. As time went on, Ware was clearly agitated and irritated with the prosecution and questions. One of the state's last questions to Ware was about an incident in 2006 between him and Sergeant Johnson. Prosecutors asked him if he remembered the incident. Ware said he did, admitting to spitting on Sergeant Johnson. Prosecutors then asked Ware if he remembered threatening to kill Sergeant Johnson. Ware replied no. The state then asked if they put a former TPD officer who was at that incident on the stand, and that officer testified that Ware did threaten Johnson, would that be a lie? Ware said, not necessarily. After a quick recross, the defense rested its case. The trial went back up tomorrow morning at 9:30.
The man convicted of killing Tulsa Police Sergeant Craig Johnson.
All right, so in this case, I wonder if he ever did go to jail or get charged for it or did any hard time, because at this point, Gopi said, "War Master, you got any Kevlar underwear, sir? Where you get them at?" Go, Professor. And same one says defense is sick though, because they will use, "Why didn't you take him out the car faster?" Right, so he didn't shoot you, right? You said, man, the white boy planned that. Well, this is the thing. They kept him in the car long enough so he can plan it. Like, they didn't attack him till about, like, almost 10 minutes later of telling him to get out the car because they're going to tow it. He feared getting out the car because they're going to tow it, and then they were going to find the gun in the car. They were going to search the car. They were going to find the gun and find anything else. You know? He said, "Nah, never. I want to shoot. You don't. Nah, I never want to get shot." Wow. Well, this is the thing, though. So he was in a car for the longest time. He basically sent them on a goose chase, essentially. You know, get out of the car, get out of the car. No, no, no. Get out of the car, get out of the car. No, no, no. You know. He said that's one of them real life situations where the cartel ordered a hit on some movie stuff, but it actually looked real. Hey, man. I don't know what to tell you. And now you got our brother Kyrie. I said Kyrie. Tyree. Hold on, y'all. You got our brother Tyree now laying 6 feet deep because he was assaulted by 5 black officers. Whereas if you treated all criminals the same, remember justice, equality, you know, whereas if you treated all criminals the same, they probably wouldn't have been shot, you know. But see, instantly, you see how instantly I can call it though? Instantly, as soon as they were to ask him, yo, did you see the footage? What were your thoughts on the footage? What can you recall from memory? You see how he says, no, I didn't want to watch it, as if he didn't. What person don't want to watch that footage? Because he doesn't want to remind himself of how unprofessional he was, how to a certain degree in white people's eyes he asked for it. Like, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all, and I don't know why we don't get this as black men. At that point, the guy could say he was being attacked. You know, the white man could say he was being attacked and he feared for his life. He was repeatedly told, they're going to skip past all of that. He was repeatedly told 1 billion times that to get out of the car. He didn't get out of the car. He was told that they're not going to shoot him. Still didn't get out of the car. They don't either. Not one time has the word resisting arrest came up. You know what I'm saying? Not one time has the word. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Not one time has the word resisting arrest came up. You understand what I'm saying? So the man resisted arrest. He had an illegal gun on him. There probably was drugs in the car. Shot 2 police officers, and still smiling, not beat up, and has his day in court, allegedly, and can get off because of self-defense. And he has a full argument. He has a full argument to say that his rights were violated. So again, please tell me, how is a black man wrong for the most part? Please tell me. You know, I'm kind of really interested. I really want to know. He wasn't told to put his hands on the dash right where they can see them. He can actually make the argument that they skipped protocol dealing with him, because that's the argument that the court was going to make. They're going to be like, okay, well, we skip protocol dealing with you. You know, because in this rare case, because it is a white man, the court is looking at the officers like, you conducted this wrong. Y'all should have had him out the car. This traffic stop should have took a long time. We're not getting on you for using lethal force, right? We're not getting on you for using lethal force, but we are saying, hey, why wasn't he pulled out of the car? You know, a man couldn't find time to reach under his seat and pull out this gun on you if you guys were handling the traffic stop like you should have handled the traffic stop. Even at some point, even the law will look at you and be like, well, why didn't you treat him like a nigga if you felt he was doing something wrong? And as a matter of fact, I think they would have let him go. The guy wasn't talking about arresting him or nothing. The guy was just simply saying, okay, well, you need to get out of the car because we're going to tow it. He didn't say anything about searching the car. He didn't say anything about arresting him. He didn't say anything about none of that. And he clearly said, I knew that you have a long history of drugs and all this other weird shit. And he was like, oh, that got thrown out. That got dismissed. Oh, you're wrong. Blah, blah, blah. He was even cursing them out back. He was talking back to them, and they still were lenient with him. And look, it cost them their lives. So again, tell me how black men are messing up. You know, tell me why it's guns drawn in a grave for us. You dig? 2 hours and 50 minutes in. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and support the channel. Since as soon as I get a chance to talk about this, my channel gets demonetized. Shout out to War Master. War Master said, think what would happen if guns were illegal like water. He would have just got out of the car. Touche. He says, cause you know, in a movie, when they fake it, they take that last shot and do what they meant to do with their gun. I saw this video recently too about this dude. Like, he shot this dude down, and before he leave, he walked up on him, stood over him, and pow, and then walked off. And then there was another dude. He walked up over him, stood over him too, and pow, and then ran back into the car. I'm like, damn. And when you do some shit like that with a gun, it turns a self-defense into a murder. You understand what I'm saying? That now goes from self-defense to a murder when you finish the kill. You know, in my own lane saying, no, I'm saying David planned on killing him from the jump. It just took him over 10 years to do it. Well, my thing is this: he had enough time to you know, he had enough time to figure out whether he's gonna reach for the gun or not. Look how long it took for them to even get the man out of the car. So by the time they were supposed to be trying to get him out of the car, they didn't do that, and then they start attacking him. That's what I'm saying. Like in his head, because see, I know how they act when white privilege is applied. In his head, he was being attacked, and the courts are going to see it that way too at that point. Instead of sitting up, let's say both of those officers survived, right? They would have been getting grilled. They would have been getting grilled. You know. You said that takes out so many questions from the defense. Yeah, because they're gonna ask him, did you see the footage? You know damn well he's seen that footage. He's a cop. They're nosy, and they're overzealous about they're just over callous about investigating stuff. They be the first one to see the footage over and over and over and over again. He said, Tyree ain't my brother. We got to chill on what happens to other people. No, I understand that. My thing is, though, it's like, bruh, it's really about when they deal with black people. You understand what I'm saying? When they deal with black people. And also when black people deal with them, you know? Because you could be an innocent man and you get pulled over and you're just legit scared. I think I think for black people at least, that's a reasonable. You're legit scared. You know what happened to David is not gonna happen to you. Them dudes knew that, and they paid with it with their life. Them dudes knew that they weren't gonna treat David like no black man, and David treated them like a black man. You did. You said, and you know how today is he'll live for a while before the death sentence, and two, there'll be some to help him get life in jail rather than the sentence of death. Yeah. He can still catch a defense off of that. I mean, it's really all he got to say was he was disoriented. You know, he was disoriented. He wasn't in his right state of mind. They conducted a traffic stop. They should have did what they needed to do. They let him roam along a little bit, you know, longer than what he should have been roaming along for. And then basically they end up getting shot. You know, my bad. I'm sorry. They end up getting shot. You did. He said they'll add charges like assault on a police officer with a firearm or whatever. How they're in Oklahoma, so I don't know how Oklahoma gets down. That's actually a really good question. Well, Master, I really don't know how Oklahoma gets down like that. Little shorty right there was thick as hell. Let me see. You said what state did the Oklahoma, Tulsa. You said DJ Cool, the city cops are much different than rural cops. Of course, yeah. City cops will whip your hell yeah. I'm already hip. I got my ass beat by the police. You know. Oh, y'all saw it too. Okay, all right. It wasn't just me. She was right here, and it was like from the side. I was like, oh, okay. I'm not gonna lie. I'm in Southeast Asia. 9 times out of 10, white girls are thicker than white girls are thicker than you know. Like damn, okay, shit. You said when you said that it reminds me in the beginning, he said that they were messing he said that they were messing with him before and he must have recognized the dude as the guy that yeah. He said David like he knew the guy and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, you know. You say he was like that motherfucker that messed up my life and caught me up and realized he couldn't get out. Yeah. Yeah, and then he caught right back up to him, riding in a car with expired tags north of 60 days. You dig? So he probably was gonna get some type of satisfaction of taking that car from him. Oh, this nigga Gabe. Shout outs to Gabe Miller. So yeah, he was gonna get the satisfaction. He didn't get out the car because they wanted to take the car. When he ended up getting out the car, he ended up spraying by the time he got out the car. You know. I didn't think it was the same dude because I don't remember the dude having on a hat, but the video that I seen, they just skipped straight to it. They were trying to get the Cobalt. It was a Chevy Cobalt. They were trying to get him up out of that joint, and then you said Oklahoma explains a lot. I've seen officer help change tires on the side of the road in California. You are on your own, right? And then in like Middle America, because Middle America, white people, because they don't get policed like that, they're having like a really fucked up meth problem and all kinds of shit. Niggas be having meth labs and all kinds of shit. So it's like, they're just hell bent on catching black people all day. And then in the end, now you got a whole bunch of white people that wasn't policed or really, had no fear of the law. You know what I'm saying? Their drug habit got out of control. Now they full-fledged meth heads and shit. You did? Full-fledged meth addicts and stuff. They got meth mouth and stuff like that. I ain't gonna lie, white people treat their crackheads better than black people and shit. You go to some of these places, people are they're just high as hell on the street, and the officers knows what's going on, but what, you just gonna have a whole jail full of meth addicts, and then they don't get charged for indecent exposure, loitering. They don't get charged for none of that shit. So when you ride around in the hood all day and only police black people and stuff like that, you fucking up white people because there's no line of correction there. They can just do whatever the hell they want and be addicted to meth. And then those cops are very crooked, as you guys have find out recently and stuff like that. A lot of those cops are addicted to meth and stuff like that. I got a YouTube short that I'm working on right now that I'm putting out. And it was this cop that was doing a whole undercover bust. And he was high as hell the whole time. Look at this, y'all. Hold on. See if I can find it. I'm working on a YouTube short for it. Hold on. Look at this. Shouldn't even tell y'all what I'm working on. But look at this.
Hey, if I held my finger up and touched the bottom of my finger, could you do it? What's wrong, Dave Famous? You're high as shit, dude.
So I understand you guys are upset and frustrated.
You brought a high cop to my house.
Frustrating. You guys walked to my mom's house.
Look at this.
Look at it, Kansas.
Can I get your name and badge number? Can I get your name and badge number? Who? Officer Shepard, what?
2075.
2075.
It was not
you cool. Hey, look, we're not gonna need house arrest.
I'm just letting y'all know, cops be going through some shit too. They coping with the environment too. They like to smoke weed and do all this other shit. That nigga, cop will arrest you over some goddamn weed and go home and smoke weed with his family. Like he didn't arrest you over some goddamn weed. Make that quota. Make that quota for a quota. You get a quarter to make that quota. That nigga was blinking it. Nigga, you sure you can escort me to the car? Nigga, that shit. Yeah, damn. Maybe you need to sit down in the back of the car and have a drink of water and shit. Like, nigga, the fuck out of here. But listen, y'all, that's all I got today. I got to sit here and edit videos and work 3 hours of some cool content. I was about to say, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe. Basically today's show was free. They demonetized me like probably 10-20 minutes into today's show because I showed some footage of Tyree. So if you guys can greatly like and support the channel, that'll be much appreciated. I'm gonna sit here for a little bit and work. Hopefully by the time I get home, my Wi-Fi and all of that stuff is up so I can spend the rest of the night working and stuff. Even though my Wi-Fi is not up, I've been in there just recording. So as soon as it gets back, y'all gonna see a bunch of videos come out, okay? Thank you guys for being with me tonight, man. Couldn't be anywhere better else in the world but with you guys, even though I'm all over the place in the goddamn world. Take it easy. Make sure you guys be safe. Don't get pulled over by any police officers. Just do what you need to do. It's Player Talk Radio. Peace. We out. Let's get it. Let's go.